smile on my face, I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. I'm a salesman, and you can't fool a salesman. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
925foxnews.com.
Secure your trash and don't leave out pet food. That's the warning from wildlife officials after this. Look, a camera cut this bear right outside of a home. Look at that. This is happening in Ave Maria. The bear just kind of wandering around. Pretty big bear, looks like also. Really incredible. Surveillance video shows the animal walking right by the door. This happened earlier this week. Now, the homeowner is worried the bear roams through the neighborhood frequently, probably because it knows there's food out. FWC recommends you feed your pets inside or bring the dishes in after feeding.
I love all the critter cameras we have now with the different doorbells. Well, a place dedicated to helping people in our community is now asking for your help this morning. Grace Place is a nonprofit agency with a mission to lift families out of poverty through education. And you only have until tomorrow to help them reach a fundraising goal. Grace Place raises most of its money from its annual gala held virtually this year because of COVID.
Our goal is to keep students learning. Well, we don't charge anything for our programs, so all of our educational opportunities for our youngest learners and our oldest learners are completely free. We also have a food pantry on site where we've distributed a little less than 500,000 pounds of food so far this year.
They want to raise $175,000.
More people will soon be able to get their COVID vaccine. How the state decides when to expand the age group and new vaccination numbers for Southwest Florida.
Also up next, new details to be released in the Boulder, Colorado mass shooting. Ahead at 6, what we're learning about plans to honor the 10 victims.
And vaccinated and ready to travel, but the deals are gone. New at 6, the jump in airfare and what you can expect to pay now.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Hot out today, huh?
You know it.
Glad the AC's working.
No kidding.
What if the AC quit?
Oh, man. Couldn't do a thing inside then.
Too hot.
No way Ashley could do her homework in here.
Hard to concentrate.
Wouldn't even bother trying to study.
Well,
of course her grades would slip.
Dave.
She could kiss Harvard goodbye.
Dave.
Probably end up at the U. Oh, my little girl.
Dave.
What?
What's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, best case, I make one call, AC's back up and running right away, everything's fine.
That's best?
Oh, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 AC trucks standing by waiting for you to call, loaded with parts, ready to go.
Right now?
Right now.
Huh. Sure is hot out today.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So you're saying...
She can still go to Harvard.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. In studio with us is Dr. Michael Varvaris. He is a concierge medical doctor. Now, doctor, in today's world, you have to wait sometimes months before you can get an appointment with your doctor. When you get there, it's at least an hour wait to even get in. You barely even speak with your doctor. How are you different?
And everything you mentioned, I'm different. What I'm trying to do is trying to provide the service that I'd want provided or I want a loved one provided. So a patient of mine will be able to see me today or tomorrow. The time spent will be what is needed. A patient might have to wait a little bit because I'm with another patient, but I'll do the same for them. You know, I keep my overhead low in my practice, and it allows me to create individual relationships, which obviously is what it's all about.
Dr. Varvaris, go visit him online at michaelpvarvarismd.com. That's VARVERIS. This is the doctor that gets to the root of the problem. Your concierge medical doctor. Visit him online today, michaelpvarverismd.com.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Now, from Southwest Florida's most trusted news, this is Wink News This Morning.
Well, good Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us now at 6 o'clock. We're happy to...
Birmingham, homes and businesses destroyed, but not hers in Pelham.
We were very thankful. Felt like we had a bubble around our house, but we're just very thankful that nobody was hurt.
But in Calhoun County, Alabama, 5 people were killed. There have also been severe storms early this morning in Georgia and damage reported outside Atlanta. Also in Georgia, Republican Governor Brian Kemp has signed a voting reform bill into law.
That further secures our absentee ballots by mail by requiring a photo ID requirement.
The Democrats say it could disenfranchise minority voters. President Biden railed against voting changes in GOP-led states.
What I'm worried about is how un-American this whole initiative is. It's sick.
House Democrats have passed a bill to expand early voting and voter registration that Republicans say would give too much federal control. Now, several foreign policy issues also came up at President Biden's news conference yesterday. He said it'll be hard to meet a May 1st goal to withdraw all the U.S. troops from Afghanistan, and he addressed this week's North Korea missile tests.
We're consulting with our allies and partners, and there will be responses if they choose to escalate.
North Korea has more to say about its latest test. Fox's Simon Owen has the update live.
Dave, North Korea has confirmed it tested 2 ballistic missiles yesterday. It describes them as a new type of guided missile and claims the weapons are of great significance in bolstering its military's power. It's the North's first ballistic missile test in nearly a year, and it is being seen as a message to President Biden. He said yesterday that North Korea and its nuclear weapons were his top foreign policy issue. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News Traffic.
Friday morning, still dealing with a very foggy commute on Alligator Alley. Limited visibility, especially near mile marker 80, which is also near State Road 29. Now, if you are in Fort Myers, there is a slowdown that continues on Daniels Parkway. We're getting busy. A lot of cars trying to get onto I-75, heading west of Tree Line. In Lehigh Acres, a slowdown in East Lehigh, northbound on Columbus, starting from Milwaukee. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row, and we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Remember, customize and save with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're joining us today. It's Friday. It's Jake Day. It is finally here. The day that Jake, the millennial, can sit back producing the program, pulling all the things over there that have to do with audio and sound, pushing buttons that have to do with internets and interwebs and all kinds of systems and everything else, and pretty much check out now. Look at this, because it's Friday. It's Jake Day. It's Jake's day to enjoy. Look at the enjoyment on his face. Look at the love and joy and excitement. If you're watching at drewsteele.com at the website, look at that face. Would you look at it? Just joy-filled. I got to figure out something to move it. Hold on, let me move this around. There. Now look at
we got to figure out something about your face.
No, well, we do have to figure out something with your face.
Who do we call?
I love the fact that Jake has figured out a way to make his mask that he wears almost look like a beard. Why don't you? That's something that we can do. You know how some people, and we're getting off on a tangent here, but don't worry. Lots of Biden coming up. Lots of Joe. Not a joke. Lots of Joe.
Not a joke.
Not lots of the president of the United States and the presser from yesterday coming up. Why doesn't somebody, for as many times as we all wear a mask underneath our chin the way you are right now, right? By the way, you look like Knights of the Round Table. You look like with the way you're from a distance. Anyway, why not make the mask look like a beard? And then when you pull it down below your mouth at moments where you're like behind glass or you're just walking into a store, you're getting ready, and you pull the mask down, if it looked like a beard, it would look pretty cool. Everybody would have this nice, thick-looking beard thing. That's, you know how people take pictures of the bottom of their face? Forget that. Just make it look like hair. Or put hair on it. See, the hair, I'll bet you if the Fauci were looking at that, if you put hair on the outside of the mask, it would be like a filter. Double filtered. Why isn't anybody thinking of that? We came up with $1 million idea. And then we can say it's a beard filter. Kind of like the way that Twitter Jack has that really creepy beard that looks like there's probably small farm animals like lost in it, that whole thing going on. Instead, we can put hair on the masks, say that's an extra filtration system, and when you pull it down, it'll look like a beard. And for those that are facially hair challenged, it works out really well.
You're talking about me, aren't you?
No, I'm talking 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com each and every day. You can watch the program as we speak, as it unfolds. Okay, so yesterday you've been waiting for this moment. You decided that you had way too many things to do, and yesterday afternoon probably an hour you'll never get back in your life again. Joe Biden and the press. And even Jake is looking and saying, well, how did it go? What was it like? Was it fun? Well, let's put it this way. Was it, you know how it went.
Exactly how we expected it.
Of course. You know how the press acts, right? No, I'm sorry. That's a Trump press conference. No, I'm sorry. That's the press when it comes to Donald Trump, former president of the United States. No. It's nothing like that. There were just a few, I think 10 outlets that were allowed to be there. They were all properly socially distanced. The president of the United States not wearing a mask, which seems really odd considering that yesterday, specifically, as Ted Cruz was addressing the media, there was one reporter who didn't feel comfortable with him not wearing a mask. And nobody said that about being uncomfortable in front of the president, because the president's germs are different than Joe Biden's germs are different than other people's germs. It's just a known fact. I don't know what that really comes down to. It's a thing. You know the thing. So it was gentle, it was genteel, it was light, it was easy. Nobody was raising their voice. They didn't want him to get all flustered. I'm not kidding. It was, don't speak too loudly at the president. He might get flustered, get upset, get confused. Oh no, there was tons of confusion there. So some of the things that we did learn or didn't learn. He has an expectation to run again in 2024. And on that, also said he's not even sure if there's going to be a Republican Party in 2024 to run against. Yeah, no, he did say that. We'll have that audio. Let's see. The Senate filibuster. Oh, man, the filibuster talk was out there in full force, because you know that Democrats have always, since time immemorial, is that how it goes? Since the very, very beginning of time, Democrats never, ever wanted anything to do with the filibuster. Until you come to find out that there's audio of not only Barack Obama demanding that the filibuster stay, but Joe Biden talking about what a disaster it would be if the filibuster went. And so the hypocrisy that can be displayed through the interwebs, the thing that is permanent and doesn't go away, you can't escape it. You know, it's kind of like if somehow in 1997 you tweeted out something that you regret tweeting because you were, 13 years old, and now you want a job and you can't have that job anymore because at 13 you tweeted out something that people find objectionable, and maybe it was, it's kind of sort of it, but then you tweeted it out, that's it, you're canceled, it's over. Except when it comes to politics. And it comes to Joe Biden, who was talking about there's no way we should get rid of the filibuster in 2005. He was saying this. Oh, that doesn't matter. There's no canceling of that. It's just hypocrisy. And it worked then. And now the new narrative works now. We'll get into that coming up. Immigration and gun control, top priorities. You better believe it. After the economy, that's where we're going. We're going to fix immigration. How are we going to fix that? Well, you can only imagine. And gun control, how we're going to fix that? It's the obvious. It's the usual, although we'll see how it goes. And vaccination goals. I love the vaccination goals that the president is talking about when he's predicting they're going to have 200 million shots under his presidency at the end of the first 100 days. And it's already the pace that was there because the former administration put that pace in place. He didn't do anything like this. It was already there because of Operation Warp Speed. So taking credit for what the former president did. And it's like, he's like, I don't know what he's like.
He is like a little baby.
Kind of, sort of, I don't know. Oh, speaking of little babies, yeah, there was mention about little crying babies there at the border, where he had actually admitted that, yes, there are crying babies at the border. And it seems like it's happening because he's there. There's a lot to dig into. Are you ready? Are you ready to jump in? Wait a minute. No, you don't want to jump in right now with the Biden audio?
No, we can. I'm just totally not ready or prepared to mentally try and break down.
Well, it's Jake Day. You're never mentally prepared on Fridays. We know that. But let me know. Why don't you get back to me on that? Let me know when you are ready. And then I'll run the show based on your brain. How's that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure guy just answered the questions with simple answers like yes, no.
No. They were more involved. Do you think Joe Biden answers questions yes and no? No way. No. Oh, Jakey Jake. Oh, you want to hear some of this? Yes, you do. All right, let's dig in. Let's go. Where do you want to start? You want to start? Let's start with the border. Let's just do that. Okay. Nothing to see here. Move along. The border issue.
It's under control.
Well, it's not that it's under control, but it happens all the time. This always happens, Jake.
Well, look, I guess I should be flattered. People are coming because I'm the nice guy. That's the reason why it's happening.
They're coming. What are you laughing at? What's so funny?
You guys elected this guy president.
Yes, he said that's right. So just to start things off, you had, so Yamiche, I forget her name. She's from the New York Times. Let's start with that. He did say that people are coming here because he's nice. Now, how did he even start that, or why would he even say something like that? Well, here's how that started off. So here's the softball. Remember, it's not. Because we don't want to scare him. We don't want to scare him. We don't want to ask tough questions of Joe Biden. So here's one of the questions on the border. Here you go. Little softball. Here we go.
You've said over and over again that immigrants shouldn't come to this country right now. This isn't the time to come. That message is not being received. Instead, the perception of you that got you elected as a moral, decent man.
So what got 864 million people to go out and elect Joe Biden president of the United States is because he was a good, moral, upstanding individual. Okay? Who said that? When did that? Who thought that Joe Biden's an upstanding individual? What was it that he said in the past? What is it that he did in the past? Like, I'm trying to figure out, how does that work exactly? How do you throw that out there, the upstanding individual? I mean, I guess it's comments like...
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Yeah, it must be that. The good, wholesome, moral individual. I guess it was all the money... received from China Joe and Hunter Biden, and is that was the upstanding? I'm not sure, but she did also mention that people are making the trek and coming here, even though he's saying don't come here. Right?
Is the reason why a lot of immigrants are coming to this country and entrusting you with unaccompanied minors. How do you resolve that tension? And how are you choosing which families can stay and which can go, given the fact that even though with Title 42, there are some families that are staying? And is there a timeline for when we won't be seeing these overcrowded facilities run by CPB when it comes to unaccompanied minors?
All right, now let me just stop here. So early on in the conversation, you heard her talk about how even though now think about this, Jake. We're just going to do common sense. We're just doing logic. We're just going to use our brains. We're not flashing back. I just want to use brain power, and I couldn't think of brain power sound, so the flashback sound effect kind of works for this. If you're someone who's making the trek between Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, I don't know, wherever it is, making your way up to the southern border of the United States. And the president of the United States says, don't come. And it's an arduous trek through, right, these countries and making their way through Mexico. How do you know that he's even saying that? Like if you were walking... If you were you had no phone, you had nothing, you were just walking from here to, I don't know, Tampa. You're just walking somehow, I don't know if you're not even on 41. I don't know, you're not US 41, you're on a smaller road. I don't know what it would be. How do you get that message? If you're walking through from Guatemala, El Salvador, let's say, and you're making your way north, how do you get a message from a president who's saying, "Hey, don't come"? How does that happen? Is it carrier pigeon? Is it safe to say that probably you're not going to get the message, right? If number one, is that safe to say? Am I off base?
I I would say unless they have, like you said, the pigeons with the little things.
I don't know. Right, the little carrier pigeon. Wasn't there a movie with that made famous with carrier pigeons? Actually, growing up, I have to tell you, on Long Island, I had an ex-girlfriend growing up whose family raced pigeons from the roof of their house. They had, it was I don't know how they did it. I don't understand the idea of racing pigeons, but there was a pigeon coop on the roof of the house, and then they put something in. They knew the pigeon had something on it, and then they let it go, and then they timed it to see how long it would take to fly out and then fly back, and then that's how they competed. I don't know how it works. I just remember it was really strange that there was a pigeon coop on my ex's ceiling as a kid. I'm talking like
things you guys did as a kid and what we did.
Not much is different.
I've never seen a bird that would.
Well, the only difference was when I was a kid, you played Pong and maybe you were lucky enough to play Space Invaders. And you guys are playing World of Killing Warcraft's Space Invaders Aliens Part 7 California style.
I mean, fun fact, I don't play World of Warcraft because my aunt left my uncle like 10 years ago because he wouldn't stop playing it, and he's still playing it to this day. So I'm scared to play that game.
That's not a fun fact.
It's not a fun fact.
It's not. All right, so there you go. So a little bit of softball immigration questions for Joe Biden. But, it's the reason why is because he's a good guy. That's why they're coming here. He's just nice. He's nicer than everybody else, right?
People are coming because I'm the nice guy. That's the reason why it's happening. That I'm a decent man, or however it's phrased. That that's why they're coming, because Biden's a good guy.
He's a good guy. That's why they're coming, because Biden's a good guy. What does that mean? That Biden's a good guy? He's just a nice guy. So what is it? Does anybody ask the simple, obvious question, which is that a nice guy in what way? What are you doing as a nice guy to create a border crisis? Is it, hey, we know that this is the opportunity to make your way to the border. You need to surge. You need to rush, like he said during the primaries, to our southern border because asylum seekers, listen, you claim asylum. That's how this works. Yeah, that's what it is. The baby's crying, right?
But the idea that we have tens of thousands of kids in these god-awful facilities that are really little babies crying all night, that's true.
Anybody want to follow up on that? Nope. Yeah, it's true. Oh, that's a gaffe. No, that's a gaffe. That's not really happening. There are no the kids in cages. There are no babies crying. Nothing's happening like that. There's no deplorable conditions. We have to save the word deplorable for others. That's how that works. What else? What else did we get? Oh, all right. The trek of individuals coming to the southern border.
You just listed the reasons that people are coming, talking about in-country problems, saying that it happens every year. You blamed the last administration. Sir, I just got back.
It doesn't. So far, none of it's his blame. It's everything else.
Last night from a reporting trip to the border, where I met 9-year-old Josel, who walked here from Honduras by himself, along with another little boy. He had that phone number on him, and we were able to call his family. His mother says that she sent her son to this country because she believes that you are not deporting unaccompanied minors like her son. That's why she sent him alone from Honduras. So, sir, you blame the last administration, but is your messaging in saying that these children are and will be allowed to stay in this country and work their way through this process, encouraging families like Josel's to come?
How do you not answer that question in the affirmative? They believe it's because of you, and this is what they are doing. You're causing this. How could you possibly blame it on everybody else?
Well, look.
Brain working.
The idea that I'm going to say, which I would never do, if an unaccompanied child ends up at the border, we're just going to let him starve to death and stay on the other side. No previous administration did that either, except Trump.
I'm I'm just going to add the press screaming like they used to do with the former administration, because if I don't add it, nobody else will. What did you just say?
If an unaccompanied child ends up at the border, we're just going to let him starve to death and stay on the other side. No previous administration did that either, except Trump.
So there you go, without any pushback. CBS reporting on March 12, 2021, there were hungry unaccompanied children in custody, in CBP custody. CBS reported on that. And Joe Biden says, starving children, the only person or administration that would do that is Trump's administration, or Trump himself. No pushback. Okay, we're going to play more audio coming up, but know that there's a lot of this going on. There was not a lot of the press pushing against or pressuring the president of the United States for answers. It's not going to happen. There were a lot of lies in there, a ton of lies. Man, a lot of lies. I mean, you just heard some of them. And then it gets even worse with the filibuster. I mean, I don't know how much worse it could get. It does. The filibuster comments, especially when you know in the past you used it. You're on audio and video in 2005 saying you can't get rid of it because Republicans are the ones that want to do this. And no. And now all of a sudden, what? You've changed why? I mean, at least it's not like they're saying they changed because, I don't know, racism or something like that. I mean, yep, that's what they're saying now. So I guess they've, what? All right, well, we'll play the audio and you decide. Did you see it? Were you watching? What did you think? 239-479-5592. I would love to hear from you, your thoughts, your impression. Maybe you watched the press conference after the fact. What did you think about Joe Biden's performance yesterday with that first press conference? How do you think it went? 239-479-5592. You can comment on the comments and reactions section at drewsteele.com, the website, or even on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. That is fine. Coming up, in case you missed it from yesterday, every Thursday we have Congressman Byron Donald. So I want to make sure that we do that replay coming up at 6:35 so you can hear what he had to talk about with regards to a lot that is happening there in D.C. and how it affects us here in Southwest Florida. And then your comments, your thoughts on the presser. We'll have more audio coming up on Daybreak.
This is 92.5 Fox News. The Drive at 5 with Trey Radel. 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News business report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Supreme Court ruled yesterday Ford Motor Company can be sued in state courts by victims of serious injury or fatal accidents. China comes down hard on H&M after the clothing retailer decides not to source products from the Xinjiang region over allegations of forced labor. China, in effect, wiping H&M off the e-commerce map, pulling it off apps and search engines. Burberry also feeling China's wrath over the issue. The logjam at the Suez Canal that's threatening the world economy could take weeks to clear. A Titanic-sized cargo ship ran aground there days ago, blocking the waterway, and about $9.5 billion worth of shipments each day. On Wall Street, the Dow rose 199 points, the Nasdaq added 15. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspect your fire protection systems and devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Join the 2021 Collier Building Industry Association Parade of Homes March 19th to 21st and March 26th to 28th, featuring a selection of outstanding models by 12 of Southwest Florida's finest builders, located in some of the most prominent communities and offering the highest quality in craftsmanship, architectural design, interior, and outdoor creative living trends. Join the parade to find your dream home. Look for the 8-page Parade of Homes insert in Collier Citizen and Naples Daily News, March 19th and March 26th. For more information, visit paradeofhomesnaples.com.
Let's face it, when things start to return to normal, it's not going to be our normal. Too much has changed. The way we work, the way we shop, the way we learn. When the pandemic hit, we had no choice except to adapt to new ways of working and living. And even with the hope of a vaccine that works, the world is different than it was a year ago. It's the same with investment and retirement planning. And you probably know it deep down. Your old plan needs to adapt to meet a changed world. But how? Annex Wealth Management can help. It starts with a call. With one call, you can start seeing your future more clearly. If your financial picture is cloudy because you're getting conflicting tax, investment, and estate planning advice, help is a call or a click away. Annex Wealth Management's team works to get your investment plan in line with your tax plan and your estate plan. Build confidence with one team working to create one comprehensive plan as a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management. One team, one plan, one fee. AnnexWealth.com.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
So it's almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to their northern homes. Will you be heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town and be part of Lee County's 3rd annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, March 22nd through Monday, April 5th, you can drop off unopened canned or dry goods at any library or any Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough and the Lee County Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. So as you prepare to leave for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County government as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, and libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, March 22nd through April 5th. Be part of it.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less. And we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Wink News traffic.
Very busy commute on the highway, as you could imagine. I'm sure you're seeing this if you already are heading south of Bonita Beach Road towards Immokalee Road. Also delays in Estero on Three Oaks, north of Corkscrew. Highway Sector 41 if you're heading to Estero Parkway. Slow down on Coconut Road beginning as well to the east of US 41 heading towards Oakwald Boulevard. Slowing traffic in Bonita Springs on East Terry to the east of Imperial Parkway. That's your Up to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on the roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row. and we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain.
All right, good morning, everybody. We got a couple of minutes. All right, I just want to say good morning, see how you're doing, and recognize everybody in the comments and a reaction section on drewsteele.com, the website, or if you're watching on Facebook, as we got our morning crew, the usual. Gator Lynn, good morning, happy Friday. There's Ken. It is a great day, there's no doubt. Jimmy Bramlett, good morning, good to see you. And Doug, that's right, it's another good, thank you, Doug, appreciate you. Florentina, good morning, good to see you there. Yeah, you are right. I have my hands full of figuring out which portions. Yeah, there's a lot. And we're going to get to most of it, if not all of it. No doubt about it. Hey, good morning. I always say Philo. I know. Let's see. Good morning to Mark. Good morning. Good to see you. Happy Friday, Mark in Fort Myers. And if you're watching right now, just say hi. I would love to recognize you as well. I know. Yes, Ken. He's always cold. He's always cold wearing a sweatshirt. He's always cold with the hat, the whole thing. No doubt about it. Let's see, Benjamin, good morning. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Matt says it's hard to see that, but yeah, talking about 4 medical professionals in the family, and they're concerned about his health. I don't disagree. I understand. Good morning, Adele. Painful, yep. Yeah, that's it. Just 65 days, no big deal, and it's done. We don't have to worry about it anymore. We're good. We're done. That's it. No more. We don't need any more. All right. Who else is here? Good morning to the Garys. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you. Yep. Disgusting, hard to watch. Yeah, it's true. But we'll dig in more into the details of what he said. Not just the embarrassing answering the questions, but there's more to it. Even with income inequality and the filibuster and if it's racist or not. Yeah. Good morning, Jose. Good to see you here this morning. Marsha with the cat with the mustache. You better believe it. Donna, good morning. Good to see you. I'm just looking at the time. We got a minute before we go back on the air. Judy knows it's the thing. Yeah, I know. All right. We only got a minute, so I got to go. Good to see you here this morning. Everybody who is watching on YouTube, Facebook, drewsteele.com, the website, we appreciate it. Stay there. More coming up.
The most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and once again, our first Friday of the month, we do a live broadcast from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples, 6 to 9 a.m. They open an hour early for us. Come join us for breakfast, grab a cup of coffee, grab breakfast and some of the most amazing food. Seed to Table. It's incredible. Everything is fresh. You've got all kinds of things going on, entertainment and more. And us on Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., broadcasting live. Come join the show. Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples. 92.5 Fox News.
Kennedy at 3 and drive home with Trey Radel at 5. Now back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. A big good morning to everybody, our morning crew that watches on drewsteele.com. It's fun. We get a chance to talk on the breaks, and love seeing you all there and being able to talk to you off the air, which is very cool. It's something special that happens if you're watching at drewsteele.com. So just go to the website. It's mobile friendly. It's smart device friendly. It's good for your computer. It just works. And then you got the comments and reactions section, whether you're there or whether you're on Facebook as well at Drew Steele Radio. So there you go. Good to see everybody watching. Okay. We're going to play more of the audio from Joe Biden and the disaster of a presser yesterday. And it's not just my words. Listen, it's not just me. The left in this country heard and saw the same thing that you did. The country saw and heard the same thing you did. So don't you worry about that. The real worry is that, unfortunately, this is the president of the United States, and we don't know where we're going here. We don't know what others, well, let's just put it this way. We do know what others around the world are saying. We do know what others around the world are thinking. We do know that leaders of countries that do not like us very much are seeing the same thing that we're seeing and how dangerous that is. We do understand that the policies that we're told coming from a moderate Joe Biden are not moderate at all. They are far and hard left reaching, and somebody's pulling the strings behind the scenes with a booklet that he has to read from that he can't even always read from properly. We're going to get to all of that and all the audio, including some of the deeper stories that I want to dig into this morning. If you're going to make the claim that teachers and cops are paying more in taxes, or their tax rate is higher than billionaires, we're going to have to talk about that. Because there was a great article in the Wall Street Journal about income inequality, the incredible shrinking income inequality. When you actually do something called the numbers and actually break down the numbers, you come to find out that it's an illusion. And it's in a really important article that I'm going to read. And it really tells a lot about where we are with income inequality. If you've been questioning it and you're hearing the left talking about it so much, and you know the other thing I want to talk about this morning, and we're going to go there because I think it's important, is how we have the Florida Senate passing a resolution that condemns white supremacy, a resolution condemning white supremacy and white nationalism, unanimously approved by a Florida Senate committee on Wednesday. Why is this? Why is this news? We have to do this. It's going along with a narrative, a very dangerous narrative, because I might make the case this morning, and it may upset some people, but I think it's something that has to be discussed. How much more can you talk about white supremacy and whites and how awful that they are, and how, when you talk about all of these mass shootings that are taking place or Asian hate that is going on, and you see that there are individuals that are saying it's whites that are doing this, it's white supremacy, it's white nationalism, and how do you think that not only is this so awful that we're going backwards when it comes to racial unity in this country, unity that we should have, that we're told we have to have, and yet we're going backwards? That how could you not think that if we're going to continue to go after one race in this country the way that people are doing right now, the dangers on the other side of that and the fear of people that I talk to, that sooner or later something really bad is going to happen? You can't keep talking about it the way you are and not think that something awful is going to happen on the other side of that issue. What am I talking about? I'll get to that in just a bit. 239-479-5592. And every Thursday at 8 a.m., hopefully you know this, our Congressman Byron Donalds joins us every week. So we have an opportunity to talk to him about issues in Washington, D.C. and those that affect us here, of course, in Southwest Florida. So in case you missed it from yesterday, we had a conversation, and the first thing we did talk about was the issues of the border and the border crisis, immigration, and what he was seeing there in Washington, D.C., and his thoughts.
This is the one time where it is clear that everything has transpired is because of decisions by Joe Biden.
Yep.
Or decisions by Ron Klain, the chief of staff, or whoever. These are his decisions. We didn't have these issues. Everybody knows it. And yet the pictures are now coming out of what's happening in these cells, frankly, where kids are being held in aluminum foil blankets, and he's the one to blame, but he can't stand on the podium for 30 minutes, let alone 5. I don't know what we're going to see today.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, it's going to really set the stage for the rest of his presidency. So whatever they did to get him upright for these debates, they better do it now. Because if he does, I'm being honest on this, I'm not even trying to kid.
Yep.
If he does not show that he has the acumen to actually be able to deal with the press on major issues facing the country, not just the border, but the $2 trillion that we're spending that we don't need to spend, another $3 trillion in infrastructure spending that he wants to do, which is really a payback to unions, on top of massive tax increases that are going to impact all Americans. I mean, if he can't answer for this right now, I don't know what's happening to this presidency, but it doesn't look good for our country. And I'll add on top of that, the world is watching. You don't think the Iranians are watching? You don't think the Russians are watching? No. The Chinese are definitely watching. This is a bad time for America.
Yeah, and maybe we could even go into that a little bit before we get into some of the other issues. You thought $2 trillion was a lot. How about $3 or $4 trillion, everybody, under the guise of, and this is what I worry about. And I wonder if you've talked to people there on Capitol Hill about this, that you have, again, the formula, the template that they've put out there, which is, and you've mentioned it many, many times, and you've been awesome on this, the fact that 9% of the COVID relief package that has been talked about as COVID relief, which is not, 9% for quote unquote COVID relief. The rest of it, we know, is all of the trillions and all the money that we have to now put on to our kids and our grandkids. And it's just a fact, and we don't have it, and printing it up and everything else. But now we come to the new formula, which is all they have to do is call it infrastructure. The former President Trump talked about infrastructure. He had no problem with it. But here we go again. Is that where we're going to get with this new bill that's going to be pushed, which is it's going to be under the guise of infrastructure. It's going to have this much of infrastructure. My fingers are thinly spread apart. And the rest of it is going to be all the climate control, climate change action that they wanted to take that they couldn't get, all the Green New Deal things that they couldn't get, all the rest of it that nobody's going to see because it's going to be discussed as, well, it's infrastructure. You're against infrastructure. Is that the plan? Is that what they're doing?
That's the plan. I mean, let's just be very clear. What you said is exactly what they're trying to do. Yeah. The only thing, frankly, that's going to hold this up is if you have some, like literally, you need like 5 members of the Democrat Party, whether it's in Congress, whether it's in the House or the Senate, that says this is crazy. We cannot do this. Drew, the annual federal budget's about $4 trillion. Between the coronavirus bill and this bill, we're going to spend $5 trillion.
Yeah, how does that work?
Let's have this thing. We've never spent money like this. And I know, listen, I came up in the Tea Party movement. I know we were upset about TARP bailouts. We were upset about Obama's $989 billion stimulus package at the time. And we were like, this is insane. This doesn't make any sense. We have never spent in other spending more than the federal budget in any given year. And if Joe Biden has his way, and I'm not even sure if he knows what his way is, but if he has his way, we're going to spend $5 trillion outside of the federal budget, which is only $4 trillion. That's where they're going with this.
Yeah.
And this is how destructive this is. And I'm going to tell you something else. The proposal is out. It's not even clear if Nancy Pelosi is going to let it go through the committee process. Really, that's not clear. So we have to see how this is really going to unfold. My team is already ready to go. I've told the guys, I'm like, look, we got to sit down and drill through this entire thing because there's going to be more pet projects and more different little things that are going to happen, including Green New Deal stuff that they could never pass on its own. They're going to slip it through in infrastructure. They're going to try to slip it through with federal regulations.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
It's hard to believe that we're in this position right now. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, as you know. Hopefully you do. Each and every Thursday at this time, he joins us to let us know what is going on there in Washington and the concerns that we all have. And now, as that is lingering out there, and that's something that we're kind of touching on. Here we go. Now we have something else that's shiny and bright to look at, and it's gun control. And here we go. After the horrible tragedy there in Boulder, Colorado, with an FBI that had this guy on their radar, and somehow they're too busy worrying about those that were there in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, apparently, and Oath Keepers and other people, and Cape Coral and Naples, and having a big, huge FBI presence and breaking down doors. And I wonder if that was going on in that household and people in his orbit, the shooter there in Boulder, in that issue. Now we have the discussion about gun control, and here we go. What's being said there now?
Listen, what they're going to try to do is ram through their proposal through the Senate. They passed these background check bills in the House over Republican objection, frankly, and they're going to put the pressure, frankly, on Republicans in the Senate to try to get this through. That's what they're going to try to do, and they're going to use it as a backdrop. But it is clear, once again, that there was a failure. And I don't want to speak bad of law enforcement. They have a job that's massive. But again, there's been a failure. The same failure that happened in Parkland, where FBI and local law enforcement knew about this kid and he was on the radar and everybody kept passing it by, and then the tragedy happened. Same thing happened here in Boulder, Colorado. So when the left tries to say, "Oh, we need to ban assault weapons," I did an interview with Wink News yesterday, and I'm like, banning assault weapons doesn't do anything. Because the weapon itself is not the cause, it's the person. It's the mental health issues. Yeah. We need to make sure that we're tracking this right. And the reporter's like, "Oh, but don't you support it?" I said, we don't even know everything yet. And then lo and behold, 4 hours later, we found out that FBI knew about the guy, but they didn't do what needed to be done. They didn't continue to investigate. Yeah. And now we have a tragedy in Boulder. This stuff is the same blueprint every single time. The left uses these crises to further their agenda. They don't have new ideas. It's just the old ideas recycled. They try to find a reason to deploy them, and they're going to try to use this with gun control.
Yeah. And again, it's the concern that I have and many people have about this issue is the usual. We're going down the same path with the usual questions. Assault weapons. You can't define to me what an assault weapon is. We've already been through this a million times. It doesn't happen. Nobody there can.
You'll like this.
Go ahead.
You'll like this. I was talking to members of the National Guard who, are deployed at the Capitol for no reason, frankly. And they have their weapons. They are assault style looking. I want to use the language that the left likes to use.
Yeah.
Their magazines they're not loaded. So I asked them, I was like, "Guys, why aren't your guns loaded?" They said the protocol now at the Capitol is not to have our weapons loaded. I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. Is this the same kind of weapon you could buy in a Walmart?" They were like, "No." They were like, that stuff is only semi-automatic, only fires once per pull. He's like, "Our weapons are semi-automatic, fully automatic, or we have safety. We really have 3 options on our weapons. The stuff you buy at Walmart you only have 2. And they were like, "Listen, you could maim anybody with a knife, let alone a gun, let alone a handgun, let alone a quote-unquote assault rifle." This is National Guard talking. This isn't me. I'm just talking to them, asking their opinions of this stuff.
Right. All right, just some of what our Congressman Byron Donalds had to say yesterday. Again, I want to remind everybody, every Thursday at 8:05 a.m., he joins us. So a lot more discussion next week about things that are happening in Washington, D.C. as constantly things are changing. You've got $3 to $4 trillion on the way in the quote-unquote infrastructure that we just talked about in gun control and more. So we appreciate the Congressman being on with us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, coming up, more of the presser yesterday from Joe Biden and your thoughts and some audio. Pretty unbelievable stuff we've got coming up. Let's find out how the traffic for today is shaping up right now with Sabrina Katz.
Dealing with that fog on the highway, especially as you're southbound in Collier County heading over to the East Coast. Limited visibility on Alligator Alley. We're also getting very busy in Lehigh Acres on Jaguar heading east to Columbus. Bumper-to-bumper slowdowns. Now, if you're heading eastbound, the better option is State Road 82. A slight delay on Corkscrew heading westbound, getting onto I-75 coming out of Bellaterra. And if you are in Fort Myers, that delay on Daniels Parkway definitely happening, heading west of Treeline to I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Areas of patchy fog this morning should wrap up around 9 a.m. And we have abundant sunshine and hot temperatures this afternoon, as highs will peak in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, with record heat possible for the second day in a row for portions of Southwest Florida. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Rush Limbaugh. From NASA, folks, Saturn's rings are disappearing faster than anybody thought. And it's very, very bad news. Saturn's rings disappearing is being caused by excessive global heat from Earth's auto industry, SUVs and stuff, and factory farming, along with President Trump's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accords. Actually, I made that up. But it sounds just like the drivel we always are told whenever science announces a new crisis, right? Now, the real reason Saturn's rings are disappearing is that they're made mostly of ice. Gravity is pulling the rings down to the surface of Saturn, and they're falling to the surface as ring water. Scientists who are brilliant at predictions used to think that the rings had 300 million years to live. But after a Cassini spacecraft Saturn flyby, the science has been revised, and now the rings only have 100 million years to live. I truly hope they and we make the best of that time, because 100 million years, I mean, it'll be up before we know it, and the sea levels are going to have risen so high that we're all going to probably have drowned by then, unless we're dead first. It's 100 million years.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain, or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Some business news. I saw that Pop-Tarts just announced 3 new flavors. There's peach cobbler, lemon cream pie, and a single dad dinner.
That's not very nice. That's awful. Speaking of awful, wasn't there some kind of change in some kind of flavor or something? What is it? Peeps flavored soda. Did you hear this, Jake? Peeps flavored soda from Pepsi. Pepsi's going to have... Are people clamoring for this? I mean, is this... People want soda that tastes like Peeps? I'm not sure that people... I don't think people want Peeps to taste like Peeps. What is a Peep... Doesn't Peeps really taste like sugary cardboard and a really bad day? I mean, what does Peeps taste like?
Sugary styrofoam.
Yeah. I don't even know what... How do you describe Peeps? It's like... I don't even know. Well, let's not worry about that. Joe Biden had a lot to say yesterday at his presser. Yeah, it was hard to pick through the worst of the best of the worst, but we did.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
So it's
almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to their northern homes. Will you be heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town and be part of Lee County's 3rd annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, March 22nd through Monday, April 5th, you can drop off unopened canned or dry goods at any library or any Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough and the Lee County Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. So as you prepare to leave for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County government as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, and libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, March 22nd through April 5th. Be part of it.
Hi, it's Kelly and Joseph Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
How do we build the smartest organization solutions in town?
To start, we get to know you on a personal level, which means we know who and what your solution is for.
Then we make it real through old-fashioned craftsmanship and remarkable building technology.
Thousands of organization transformations that create more time, space, and peace every day.
That's how we build it. Let us help you solve your storage need. ClosetFactory.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
There's a lot of storm damage in the south. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
It happened real quick, so I didn't have a whole lot of time. I was already asleep, heard the siren go off.
He and his wife survived, lying in a bathtub when a tornado hit their home in Birmingham, Alabama.
I could feel boards falling and hitting me and sheetrock, and the whole house was rocking and shaking. And then it quit, and when it quit, I had to push all the stuff off of me.
At least 5 others were killed in Calhoun County, Alabama. Severe storms have also done damage in Georgia. Georgia's governor has signed an election reform law that would put a photo ID requirement on absentee ballots and restrict voting by mail. But Republican Brian Kemp also says
it also is adding days of early voting on the weekend. So we're actually expanding the right to vote in Georgia.
Democrats have a different idea of voting reform, and President Biden had a lot to say about it at his first news conference. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, President Biden blasted Republican voting laws in some states like Georgia, calling them sick and pernicious.
Deciding that you're going to end voting at 5 o'clock when working people are just getting off work. Deciding that there will be no absentee ballots under the most rigid circumstances.
The president also said the Senate filibuster needs to be reformed, calling it a relic of the Jim Crow era.
It's being abused in a gigantic way.
President Biden called for a talking filibuster, meaning a lawmaker would need to hold the floor to delay ending debate on a bill. Dave?
Rachel, when it comes to the migrant surge at the border, the president insists
the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of people coming to the border and crossing are being sent back.
But he did say it's unacceptable to have overcrowded facilities full of kids who came here alone, and he's working on that. Republicans blame him for causing the surge by undoing Trump policies. Nearly 20 senators have taken a trip to the border to assess and visit facilities. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Dealing with that fog on the highway, especially as you're southbound in Collier County heading over to the East Coast. Limited visibility on Alligator Alley. We're also getting very busy in Lehigh Acres on Jaguar heading east to Columbus. Bumper-to-bumper slowdowns. Now, if you're heading eastbound, the better option is State Road 82. A slight delay on Corkscrew heading westbound, getting onto I-75 coming out of Bellaterra. And if you are in Fort Myers, that delay on Daniels Parkway definitely happening, heading west of Treeline to I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on the roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row. And we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, it's me. You know, I lost my job and I've just been having a really hard time lately. I'm actually starting to worry about myself. I found this app, though, called the How We Reach coaching tool, and it's helping me reach out to my friends for support. Anyway, I was hoping maybe you could come over after your shift. I just need someone to be with me right now and help me sort out what to do next. Let me know, okay? All right, thanks.
Visit reach.gov to download the tool today.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys online at cordellcordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear. Taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth. Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. It's mobile friendly. It's just a simple, basic website that makes it mobile friendly, so you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your smart device, you can watch on your computer, and Facebook at True Steel Radio. So, hey, a couple of questions. Did you watch the Joe Biden presser, and what did you think about it yesterday? I want to hear from you this morning. Get your thoughts. Were you impressed? Did you think like some did on The Hill, thehill.com, basically saying things like it was a calm presence, his calm demeanor. He seemed very focused. What? No, I'm not kidding. Some of the words that were being used talking about what the Hill witnessed, I just got to read this paragraph. His appearance was composed and controlled as he fielded questions for about an hour on immigration to filibuster his future political plans and foreign policy. He notably was not asked about the coronavirus pandemic, but composed and controlled? Did anybody think he was composed and controlled? I'll play some audio that might say the contrary in audio out of his mouth. Now, remember something. Composed and controlled. It's easy to be composed and controlled when that's not what the press is doing to you, as the press did to the prior administration. Does everybody remember that? But they didn't do that. They weren't screaming. They weren't yelling. They weren't shouting at him. They weren't doing anything. All 10 of these places that had the opportunity, these news outlets, to ask questions, except for Peter Doocy from Fox News. But the left doesn't care about that. They just will put that aside. And actually, they complained about how Fox News was complaining that they didn't get, they got iced out, or however you want to put it. I don't know if ICE is the proper thing to talk about when you talk about the presser and what's happening along the border and with the left, because you know how much they hate ICE. But anyway, I digress. So the simple questions about the kind demeanor of the press, not to scare them. We don't want to scare them, everybody, right?
Have you decided whether you are going to run for re-election in 2024? You haven't set up a re-election campaign yet, as your predecessor had by this time.
Can I just stop right there? Did you really want to ask that question if Joe Biden was thinking about running in 2024? We're 65 days into this administration. He didn't even take a minute of time in those 65 days to have any kind of press conference longer than anybody, right, in 100 years. And somehow you want to know if there's going to be even more. We're super excited with a smile on her face.
My predecessor needed to. My predecessor. Oh, God, I miss him.
So do I. Oh, man, is he right? Do we not miss him? You got to believe that the president, former President Trump, sitting back and going, "What did you all do? What's going on?"
Have you?
No, the answer is yes. My plan is to run for re-election.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's his plan. I'm not confident that the left in this country, the Democrats, feel the same way. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. All right. So some of the meat here of what was discussed by the president of the United States, Joe Biden, that 847 million people voted for him. I mean, vast. It was just there's no doubt that when you watch the presser yesterday, you can see absolutely positively why 972 million people voted for Joe Biden. It's clear and obvious because he is calm and succinct, and it's even hard to even finish a sentence like that. So the filibuster came up, and very important, what is happening right now with the discussion about the filibuster and getting rid of it, and how if you're trying to figure out how Democrats are going to be able to push the far left in this country to do some of the most radical things ever thought possible in this country, that's how it's going to get done. You're going to get rid of the filibuster. We're going to push this through. We're going to make sure that every radical idea is happening. And so Joe Biden was asked about that and talked about the filibuster yesterday. So what did he say when it comes to the filibuster? It was pretty interesting what he said.
Here's what really is going on here. The majority doesn't want to hear what others have to say, even if it's the truth. Senator Moynihan, my good friend who I served with for years, said, "You're entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts." The nuclear option abandons America's sense of fair play. It's the one thing this country stands for, not tilting the playing field on the side of those who control and own the field. I say to my friends on the Republican side, you may own the field right now, but you won't own it forever. And I pray God when the Democrats take back control, we don't make the kind of naked power grab you are doing, but I'm afraid you will teach my new colleagues the wrong lesson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I played the wrong audio. Forgive me. I am so sorry. I thought I was playing Joe Biden 2021 from the press conference from yesterday. But no, I'm so sorry. I was actually playing an audio clip from Joe Biden on the filibuster in 2005 when he said, I pray to God, or I pray God. I'm not sure how that works with him. Quite honestly, it's a child. It's a baby. It's an abortion thing, and being a Catholic, and I'm not really sure how that works. It's not really fair. It's not nice. We got to stop doing that. But he does pray. The Democrats never use the nuclear option. That's right. That was in 2005. Even though he was being asked about the filibuster and being concerned about it. So how did the conversation even start with that and getting rid of it?
You know, with regard to the filibuster, I believe we should go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago.
Okay. Wait, can you repeat that again? He said what? What did he say?
You know, with regard to the filibuster, I believe we should go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago.
I told you all. Why does no one believe this? I said that in 1847, Joe Biden was talking about the filibuster, wasn't he? 120 years he's been in that position. When he started in the Senate 120 years ago. It's his words, not mine. Okay, so right there, as soon as he says that, you have to be palm firmly planted in forehead, right? If you're the press, you're like, oh boy, this is not going to a good place. This is not going, I mean, if we're trying to talk about there's no issues with dementia or anything like that, we're really concerned about a human being who not only is someone we should be concerned about just because you hate to see this on display and that there are people that really honestly believe that this person should be put out there in front of the press, something that is so awful and sad to watch, but that this person is the president of the United States and is making decisions and other people around the world are seeing this, but we'll dismiss that. So what else did he said after we get past that? Because it's just Joe being Joe.
And that is that it used to be required for the filibuster, and I had a card on this. I was going to give you the statistics, but you probably know them.
Oh boy, he's got a card someplace, but he can't find it. All right, here we go.
That it used to be that from between 1917 and 1971, the filibuster existed.
Yeah.
There were a total of 58 motions to break a filibuster.
And that's funny because he was talking about breaking a filibuster and the amount of times that happened from 17 to 73 to 71, 1917 to 1971. He became a senator, in 1973 or something like that. Interesting how it's before he was around that's when it wasn't really happening that much. And then all of a sudden it's like...
That whole time.
Yeah.
Last year alone, there were 5 times that many. So it's being abused in a gigantic way.
Yeah, he's slick. It's slick. Well, I mean, at least the words that were on the cards that people saw were slick. Even the New York Post was saying new photos show the cheat sheets used by Biden during his press conference, and they have a picture of it, the very finely typed cheat sheets on everything right there in front of him. And even when he had the cheat sheets, he messed up. No, I'm not kidding. They were talking about how the United States now ranks 13th globally in infrastructure quality, down from 5th place in 2002. That's what one bullet point said. But despite having the answers in front of him, he still slipped up saying America ranked 85th in the world in infrastructure before correcting himself. But you know what? It's just Joe being Joe. That's all it is. All right, so let's get to more meat here in the discussion about the filibuster. So... once again, Joe Biden got to get rid of the filibuster. Of course, in 2005, it would be an awful thing to get rid of it. It would be an awful thing if anybody else were to use the filibuster. We shouldn't be doing this. Now, all of a sudden, it matters because of the position that the Democrats are in. And then with this very, very calm demeanor, the succinct, the way the Hill described it, Let's not make a mistake about where the Hill stands. Of course, pretty left-leaning when you're talking about Washington, D.C., and his appearance composed and controlled as he was fielding the questions. Here's Joe Biden controlled, fielding the question on the filibuster, and says this.
So I'm going to say something outrageous.
All right.
I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Besides the fact that he said,
I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done.
What's talculating? Can you look that up? Look up the word talculating.
It doesn't exist.
No. I look it up. Look up talculating, because I guarantee you it's there now. I'll bet you on Wikipedia it's there, or it's on dictionary.com, because Joe Biden said talculating, and so somebody went into Wikipedia and created the word talculating because they want to make sure it actually exists, so that I wouldn't be calling it out, and they would be saying, no, you don't understand, it exists. It's there on Wikipedia. Is talculating, is it there?
It is not.
Okay, well, besides that, then you have...
Anyway.
Okay. Here's the bottom line. It was a mess. Everybody witnessed it. World leaders witnessed it. Our enemies witnessed it. They know what's going on. We know what's going on. But somehow we're convinced that 847 million people voted for Joe Biden because he's a good guy. And they certainly wanted this individual to be president of the United States. Said nobody really, at least half the country ever, or more. But again, if we get to the meat of the filibuster argument, in 2005, Joe Biden said he prays that Democrats never use the nuclear option. Barack Obama said the same thing.
I understand that Republicans are getting a lot of pressure to do this from factions outside the chamber. But we need to rise above the ends justify the means mentality, because we're here to answer to the people, all of the people, not just the ones that are wearing our particular party label.
Yeah, it's pretty laughable that Barack Obama talks about the ends justifying the means, when I'm not sure if there was an administration now or even before then that was more into the ends justify the means. I don't know, Russia collusion, hoaxes, and the like, and somebody that would go for it in that way. It's pretty hard to imagine that with all the things that administration was doing and other Democrats.
The Uranium One scandal.
The IRS targeting scandal.
The Clinton Foundation. Fusion GPS dossier.
Benghazi. Hillary Clinton email case.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember the ends justify the means, that all of a sudden now that we're supposed to believe that somehow it's a Jim Crow era law and we've got to get rid of it and it's racist, and anybody who was thinking about it now is somehow racist, except the fact that Joe Biden was talking about it in 2005, not getting rid of it, and you've got Barack. You see where I'm going with this. This is how they operate. And when you have a willing media that will go along with it and play all of this out and continue to talk about it, and some of the things that people are going after right now under the guise of, I don't know, it's some Isterobia. And we've got to, and this is how we're going to make a change, by not allowing you to take any other position other than the position that we are telling you. It's a very dangerous place to be in. So we'll have more of Joe Biden being succinct and coherent, and not a joke. Not a joke. There's more on the way. 239-479-5592. You saw Joe Biden's presser. Maybe you have some thoughts, some comments on that. Love to hear from you coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, watching at drewsteele.com. We appreciate you doing that as well. Right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples. And first of all, TJ, you know how much I love my Cortec, my home, my wife. When I bring people over, I kind of brag on the floor. Actually, they brag on it for me. They look and they see how beautiful it is. And the selection you have is amazing. Talk about it.
We have 100 colors of Cortec right now that we stock.
by the pallet so I can sell it cheaper to you every day than anybody else around. We're getting in, I believe, 10 new colors for their entries for 2021. Usually we go out to Vegas and see it there, but with coronavirus, they brought it to me this time.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com. Hey, it's Drew Steele, and once again, our first Friday of the month, we do a live broadcast from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples, 6 to 9 a.m. They open an hour early for us. Come join us for breakfast, grab a cup of coffee, grab breakfast, and some of the most amazing food. You know Seed to Table. It's incredible. Everything is fresh. You've got all kinds of things going on, entertainment and more. And us on Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., broadcasting live. Come join the show. Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples. 92.5 Fox News.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with our Week 3 legislative update. This week, I debated and passed one of my top priorities on the House floor. House Bill 233 addresses the cancel culture of conservative thought on college campuses. It seems our commitment to diversity on campus is limited to those who look different but think the same. And that's not diversity, that's conformity. My bill passed the House by a vote of 77 to 42. We're also working on legislation to ban transgender women from competing in girls' high school athletics, to reform Florida's broken unemployment system, to stop abuses of Florida's medical marijuana program by limiting access to high-potency THC, to strengthen the civics requirements in high schools, and to ensure students have the freedom to pray before high school athletic events. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember that this is your government, and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Guys, more candles on the cake means less testosterone in the tank. But we can turn this back into this.
Oh, yeah.
You just need a tune-up.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. neogenicmd.com. Neogenics, rediscover your youth. 277-9999.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Well, guys, everyone's talking about this. The massive cargo ship is still blocking the Suez Canal. It's still there, and a rescue operation is underway. You know, the ship right behind him is just laying on the horn as if that'll help, too. It's like, come on, guy!
This thing is pretty serious, this cargo ship that's wedged across the canal. Did you hear about this? It's blocking like $9.5 billion worth of shipments daily, and it's in its third day. Could stretch on for weeks, taking a devastating toll on global commerce.
That's what you get for ordering all those Amazon.
I know. I got a pair of sneakers I've been waiting for. Does that mean I'm not going to get these sneakers on Amazon? What does that mean? What's gonna happen now? I can't. So wait a minute. Oh, I know what happens. Now I get to go to the stores. Now across the country, instead of waiting for Amazon, we can go to the stores and go shopping instead of waiting for the packages. Oh no, we're in a pandemic. We can't go to stores, and there aren't businesses in some places that are fully opened. Is it? I don't know. This is a mess.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Kelly and Joseph Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
How do we build the smartest organization solutions in town?
To start, we get to know you on a personal level, which means we know who and what your solution is for.
Then we make it real through old-fashioned craftsmanship and remarkable building technology.
Thousands of organization transformations that create more time, space, and peace every day.
That's how we build it. Let us help you solve your storage needs. need. ClosetFactory.com.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins, and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. Get fast internet and advanced security made simple so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
This is Representative Bob Rommel with this week's interesting Florida fact. Joe Biden has been in office for 2 months, and he's already pushing for gun control. In Florida, we've issued over 2.5 million concealed weapon permits, far more than any other state. Crime is out of control in big cities like Chicago, where gun control is in full force. But in other places, Americans use a firearm to defend themselves from criminals between 500,000 times and 3 million times per year. No one should take away our right to life. That's why I'll support legislation allowing law-abiding citizens to carry their concealed weapons in a place of worship. Other than home or school, there's no place where we should feel safer than where we worship. Florida, no income tax, strong on the Second Amendment. Let's keep it that way. Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden at his first formal news conference is about more unaccompanied kids coming into the country. He's not going to let them starve to death on the other side of the border.
No previous administration did that either, except Trump. I'm not going to do it.
Former President Trump says on Fox about kids in federal holding facilities.
They're living on top of each other in squalor. This is squalor. That's why they won't allow the press to come in. We let the press go in, and we had much smaller numbers, frankly, because people couldn't come up.
President Biden says it's unacceptable to have kids in crowded conditions and that more beds are being made available. A stuck container ship is still blocking shipping traffic in the Suez Canal.
Egyptian authorities have been working to free the ship using tugboats and excavators, but fear completely refloating the vessel could take weeks. Around 10% of all global trade passes through this area.
Fox's Trey Yingst. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on I-75 southbound is delaying traffic now over 4 miles. The backup starts from MLK Boulevard all the way towards Daniels. So if you are heading towards Daniels Parkway southbound, I would stick to 6 Mile or Tree Line. Both are still up to speed. Also, a crash at Winkler and Gladiolas, slowing traffic north and south on Gladiolas. A crash off the main line in Lehigh Acres at Maple and 3rd. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on the roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row, and we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. True Steel. Weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine, wow, go for Cornerstone.
Whether you're searching for your next home, browsing for decorating ideas, or just looking for an enjoyable afternoon out and about, don't miss the 2021 Collier Building Industry Association Parade of Homes, March 19th to 21st and March 26th to 28th, for 2 weekends filled with delightful tours of Naples, Bonita Springs, and Estero's premier communities. Join the parade and find your dream home. Look for the 8-page Parade of Homes insert in Collier Citizen and Naples Daily News, March 19th and March 26th. For more information, visit paradeofhomesnaples.com.
We invite you to visit United Fidelity Bank Banking Center located at 14241 Metro Parkway in Fort Myers, and let us help you save it, grow it, and enjoy it with our market-leading 12-month CD earning 0.55% APY. Shop and compare rates, and then invest with United Fidelity Bank's 12-month CD that earns 0.55% APY. The difference is United Fidelity Bank. A penalty may be imposed for early withdrawal. Annual percentage yield current as of 3/17/2021. This minimum deposit of $1,000 required to open CD. 12-month CD renews automatically.
It starts with a call. With one call, you can start seeing your future more clearly. If your financial picture is cloudy because you're getting conflicting tax, investment, and estate planning advice, help is a call or a click away. Annex Wealth Management's team works to get your investment plan in line with your tax plan and your estate plan. Build confidence with one team working to create one comprehensive plan as a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management. One team, one plan, one fee. AnnexWealth.com.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
4 days, one event. Add it up and you get the Give Me 5 event, where you can buy a new Nissan for just $5 a day. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Sunday at 7 p.m. It's the Give Me 5 event. $5 a day is all you need to drive the hottest new crossover on the road. A brand new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Only at the #1 Nissan dealer in Florida can you buy a new Nissan for less than a latte. Just $5 a day for a Rogue. Or for only $4 a day, you can drive a brand new 2021 Altima. A brand new car for $4 a day. Give us $5, get a brand new Rogue. $4 and get an Altima. Who says you can't get much for $5 these days? This sale ends at 7 p.m. Sunday. Nobody in Florida sells more Nissans than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
They're saying this guy can't walk, he can't talk, he can't think, he's a drooler. And then he goes out and he gives a press conference where he's far more articulate than Donald Trump ever was, because Donald Trump, he didn't know about issues. He didn't want to know about issues. So
Sorry, that hurt. That hurt my chest. Yeah, there's a little bit of morning mess there with Joe and Mika, and they're saying that, listen, Joe Biden in his press conference was far more articulate than Donald Trump ever was. I'm trying to think of which part that they were watching where they figured that he was more articulate than Donald Trump ever was, Joe Biden.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
I don't know. Maybe it was that part. It's just typical. Look, the spin and the gaslighting, you know how it works. What you see is not really what you see. What you're hearing is not really what you're hearing. We're going to gaslight and spin all of this out so that it will make Joe Biden appear as if he is the most articulate, coherent human being on the planet, and he's the leader of the free world. And you got to stop imagining that he's like he is like a little baby. No, not like that. But like,
we choose truth over facts.
I mean, we can go on and on all day. How do you do this? How could you possibly try to convince the American people that what they saw, what they witnessed, was not what they witnessed?
Floridians.
It's just, I don't know what that was. Websites, doodaddies. I mean, it's just unbelievable. All right, some of the reaction from certain places. I'm trying to see if I can find. Okay, here you go. This was yesterday, where Chris Wallace was saying on Fox News. Where is that? Come on, let's get this. The computer is just acting weird today. I apologize. It's Jake Day. It's Friday. Everything is totally checked out, even the computer. Where is it? All right, there it is. Here you go.
How we'll respond, consulting with allies. There will be a response if they choose to escalate. Your takeaways?
Yeah, I have to say I was also struck by the fact that it seemed on every foreign policy question, not the others, but on foreign policy, he went to his briefing book like Jen Psaki does sometimes in the briefings and was reading, obviously, White House guidance, White House talking points. Covering Ronald Reagan for 6 years, I never saw that.
Never saw that with Ronald Reagan.
I'll circle back.
No, she'll circle back, and so will he. And circling back to the notes. A little bit of Fox News analysis from yesterday. What else did they say? What was it that Bret Baier said? I got to see if I can find this. Oh, here you go. Here's what Bret Baier said about it yesterday.
There were a couple of times where he went into a rhetorical cul-de-sac and couldn't get out of it and then just punted.
Got into a rhetorical cul-de-sac and then just punted. I don't know. All right, so I'd love to get your thoughts on it. I want to dig into something very specific and important on a couple of different issues. One on the issues of race and Jim Crow laws and really the Democrats who started all of that. You want to talk about Jim Crow and Jim Crow laws and KKK, and you want to get into all of that and what we're told on the other side now, the gaslighting and the spinning on that issue. And then the issue also of income inequality, and something that was brought up in the Wall Street Journal. It was something that Joe Biden mentioned yesterday that I wanted to bring out and then focus on this issue. We're going to dig into that a little bit, but I want to get your calls too, 239-479-5592, and see what you thought. What did you think about yesterday's presser? Joe Biden in his first presser in 65 days. How'd it go? What did you think? What were your impressions? Let's go to the calls. Maria's in Cape Coral. What did you think, Maria? Maria, are you there? Oh, you there, Maria? Okay, we just, Jake had to push the button. There's a lot of issues today with computers and button pushing and all kinds of things happening in the studio. It definitely is a Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Oh, boy. Are you on a speakerphone, by the way, or are you on your, because you sound, it's an interesting phone that you have going on right now. Can you take me off speaker?
I am. I'm driving, yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah,
Is that
hi.
better?
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead.
I just feel like his conversations are more in depth because he's not always bringing people down and bashing people.
You think that Joe Biden's not bashing people and bringing them down?
No, he's not. Not like the last 4 years we've had to deal with where everyone got bashed, even kids.
So
people with speech impediments, everyone.
So speech, I don't remember. I have no idea what you're talking about with speech impediments. But let's just put it this way: you're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Biden right now, and you're seeing what he's saying. The crisis along the border. So you believe what everybody else is saying, that the crisis was Trump's crisis and that Joe Biden's got nothing to do with it. He's just cleaning up.
I feel like Trump was easiest on immigration just because he talked about it the most does not mean that he was the most sternest on it. I feel like Obama was worse on immigration than Trump ever could be.
So you think that, wait, I'm getting confused here. So you think that Trump was easy on immigration and that when it comes to immigration policies that more people were coming into this country?
Absolutely.
Where's your evidence of that?
I know that, like, for instance, in Mexico, they used to get their widows, the widowers used to get their Social Security from over here, even though they've never been here before. I know that under the Trump administration, people that have never been here, but their spouses worked here and then died, and then they got their Social Security over here, they were forced to come live here 6 months out of the year.
I'm not. I have to be honest. I have to be honest for you. I'm not sure what it is you're talking about right now. But let's put you on hold for a second and let's get to some of the calls. I'm not sure what she's talking about. But again, there's somebody who believes that, and okay, she thinks that it's Donald Trump's fault. The surge along the border, it happens all the time, like Joe Biden said. I'm trying to understand what that issue has to do with anything of children coming across the border. We're told that Donald Trump was the reason why we had the issues of children in cages. It didn't happen under Barack Obama. It only happened under Donald Trump. And now all of a sudden we have this 1,500% increase. Children along the border, the issue that was discussed yesterday that we're seeing and we're hearing about specifically, and somehow it's still Donald Trump's fault, and I'm a little confused. I don't know. Vernon's in LaBelle, wanted to weigh in a little bit on this. Go ahead, Vernon.
Yeah. Morning, Drew. Hey, man. I listen to you guys. You're pretty good. I give you that.
Okay, but there's a big button there. Go ahead, Vernon.
No, when I say but, I mean. When I listen, I get, God bless Rush Limbaugh, and, we have all those, and then you have the people who want to destroy this nation.
Yeah.
And there's a theme: deceive, steal, kill, destroy. And that's their goal, the destruction of America. That's their goal. So Joe Biden comes out, and he doesn't have all his marbles, as they say, going upstairs. You hear all the gaffes and stuff like that, and you wonder how much of these people are going to cover for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm immigrant. I came from this country, from a little island called Trinidad. It's a last island in the Caribbean. Now, next to us, we have Venezuela and the Maduro administration, and people coming over from Venezuela to my little island just to get food. Okay, so we know the feel of communism and socialism. We know the feel. So to come here now and they want to bring that to us and say that it's a good thing, for the people who are being deceived by it, hey, they're going to feel the brunt because, okay, right, I'm one of those that we call dumb truck drivers who do things for people who don't appreciate us, and I've seen from just 2 months ago fuel prices.
Yeah,
I was paying a little under $2 a gallon. My cheapest was $1.87 a gallon in Texas. Now I'm up to my cheapest $2.75 a gallon for fuel. So think of that, and people don't get this. According to the Obama sire, Barack Hussein, elections have consequences.
They do.
We're paying more out the nose for almost everything.
Yeah,
and it's going to get worse, and it's not going to affect them in Washington. That little bubble there.
Well, Vernon, let me ask you this because you bring up some very important points. The first question is, how often do you have a conversation with people about your life experience, one that many people here do not have? I mean, what you're talking about, what's going on in Trinidad, and the people that come from Venezuela just for food, and the reasons why they're going there. When not too long ago, Venezuela was in a much different situation, economically speaking, until communism really took root and took over. Do you talk to people about this? Do they understand what it is that's going on? I mean, you have a perspective that people need to hear.
But you see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You have people like us who listen to facts, who listen to the truth, not facts. All right? And we listen and we say, well, okay, that makes sense. That doesn't. And we've seen this and we've seen that. And then you have people who are deceived, and they have blinders over their eyes. And no matter what you do, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we have. So there are people who see it and they say, hey, this shouldn't happen. And then there are people who, hey, no matter what happens, there's a goal and the end post is to destroy the human race.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Right.
So no matter what happens, so the people like Mr. Obama and Mr. Biden and Kamala Harris and all these people, it's not going to affect them. All right, it's not going to affect them. But we who are down here underneath, what I call the peons, all right, it's going to affect us. So if you destroy the middle class and all those underneath, what do you get? The upper class just ruling, and you telling us what and how to do it.
Yeah, no, that's some great points. And I'm going to tell you this, Vernon, before you go, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you as a truck driver. People do not understand what you're going through, what you do, how your operation works each and every day. And I got to tell you that we do appreciate you so much. So I'm telling that to you, just the two of us, me and you, and Jake. Jake's pointing. Jake is right now going crazy, pointing at his head, saying the same. Say the same thing. Tell him.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely, we appreciate you, my friend. Okay.
And Drew, one last thing.
Yeah, sir.
And this is what people don't get. Without trucks, America stops.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
because-
At every hour of the day, more than you know, every hour of the day, the ones that are out there on the road, absolutely. Vernon, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I've got to.
One last thing.
Okay, go quickly. One last thing.
One last thing. I was at Cisco in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, they had it's like some drug situation. They had to bring in 15 pickups to take a truckload out. 15 pickups. So think of that. And these environmentalists don't get that. They don't want the trucks on the road. Okay, 15 pickups, 15 drivers, all have to get fuel to do what one truck would do.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. All right, my friend. Listen, we've got to run. Thanks so much for the call. Blake's in Naples. Blake wanted to comment on what Maria was talking about. What about that, Blake?
Hey, Drew, long-time listener. I don't know what the hell, excuse my French, but what the hell Maria is smoking. Saying that Biden and Obama are tougher on immigration than Trump ever was. I'm pretty sure it was Trump that, was working with Mexico to have the guards and the troops at the border.
It was Joe Biden who, and to your point, Blake, it was Joe Biden pretty much admitting that the policies of Donald Trump's policies of the Remain in Mexico policy, we need to go back to that. That needed to stay in place. I mean, that was the reason why we didn't have the issues along the border when that was put in place, and having other countries help to stop what's going on right now that we're seeing. And I think that the media knows that too, Blake. I think everybody does.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then when you see pictures of the cages, reported cages under Trump compared to the now containment centers under Biden, it's like, come on, someone needs to take off their, rose-colored glasses and turn off CNN and wake up to reality.
You almost did it, Blake. You said, come on, man. Say it. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. You got that right. All right.
Real quick.
Yeah, and wait. Well, I'm going to leave you right there, but I'm going to kind of emphasize your point here. Stay right there, Blake.
No problem.
Yesterday, listen to this. Joe Biden.
Let me say one other thing on this. If you take a look at the number of people who are coming, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of people coming to the border and crossing are being sent back.
That's a lie. That's an absolute flat-out lie. That is not true. And that is the kind of spin that happens, and nobody's pushing back on it. And not only that, you've got this.
Given the conditions that were just laid out at the migrant facilities at the U.S. border, will you commit to allowing journalists to have access to the facilities that are overcrowded moving forward?
I will commit when my plan very shortly is underway to let you have access to not just them, but to other facilities as well.
That's not how that works. Transparency doesn't work that way. I'll let you come in when I'm ready for you to come. That's not transparency. Transparency is, let's go. You can come in right now because we've got nothing to hide. No pushback. No pushback.
Yeah, no, you know what? I feel bad for Joe Biden's teleprompter, who's controlling those cards, because that person's got the toughest job in America, because if they screw up one word, Biden's done.
Yeah. All right. But Blake, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. He's got those cards, and he doesn't even read properly what's on the cards or the teleprompter or the like. All right, Sarah, we'll go to Sarah in St. James City. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, good morning. Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi. My husband and I were traveling from the Keys back home to St. James City listening. we were thoroughly embarrassed, appalled, and we every night talk, what are we going to do as Americans about this? The silent majority listening to and watching what's going on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, Sarah, I'll tell you what's going on. And it's something very important that I think on this Friday, and I'm looking, we're not going to do Drew's College. We've already run long. But I will say this. More people than you realize and more Democrats than you realize know full well what's happening. They know full well what happened in 2020 in the election. They know full well what's going on right now. They see everything for themselves. This silent majority exists, and that's why they are so bent on getting rid of the filibuster and pushing everything through right now, because they know if they don't do it now, 2022 is around the corner and everything will change. They know it.
It's just all a lie.
Yeah.
He talked about 100,000 oil wells that are leaking methane, and we're going to go cap those and give jobs to pipe fitters and welders. First of all, we've been in oil field for 35 years. We live and breathe it. That's how we make our living. And they push a spin that he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, he does know what he's talking about, but they're pushing the gas, but they're gaslighting and they're spinning. Right. Yeah. So to your point, you lived it, you know it. Just like Vernon was talking about living and knowing what it's like to be a truck driver right now and the fuel prices and everything else. You also know what it's like to be there as a business and your 35 plus years of experience. And it's not that they don't know, Sarah. That's what's so awful about this. They do know. They know the truth.
Right.
It's worse what's worse? Not knowing and saying these things and being wrong because you don't know, or knowing full well what the truth is and then gaslighting and spinning and putting out a narrative out there that is absolutely false for whatever it is your sick, twisted, demented thought on what should be happening to this country is. That's really the sad part of it, right?
It's appalling. Yeah. And we just want to rebel.
Yeah,
with
no doubt.
This government.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah,
time.
Absolutely, and back at you. Thank you for your time. We got to run. All right, looking at the time, 239-479-5592. More of your calls coming up, more of your comments on drewsteele.com, the website. If you're watching, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right? All along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steele, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
So it's almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to their northern homes. Will you be heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town and be part of Lee County's 3rd annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, March 22nd through Monday, April 5th, you can drop off unopened canned or dry goods at any library or any Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough and the Lee County Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. So as you prepare to leave for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County government as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, and libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, March 22nd through April 5th. Be part of it.
Chevy
Hey, sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
And what, I'm getting lucky too?
Oh, no, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you. Our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at victorylanechevrolet.com. Stock number S1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealers. Silverado offer for current lessees. Bold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
Hey, it's Rick from upstairs. Yeah, I take it seriously. When I play R&B at 1 in the morning, that's me saying, hey, I'm here for you. And I enjoy repetitive bass lines. I only use expired batteries in my smoke detectors. Nice, right? Yeah, upstairs neighbors help people forget their troubles. Give them something else to focus on. Ooh, want to see how high I can jump?
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor.
No, wait, let me try again.
But we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
It's a miserable morning for some people in the South. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, hit by destructive tornadoes.
We heard the very loud roaring. Our house started shaking. Our ears were popping. And then we felt air. And we knew part of our house was gone.
She's outside Birmingham, Alabama, where there's damage to homes and businesses. 5 people died in Calhoun County.
For those families, it'll never be the same in our heart. Our thoughts and our prayers go to those families.
Sheriff Matt Wade, storms have also rolled through Georgia. In Texas, they've raised the number of deaths in last month's winter storms from 57 to at least 111. Many died of hypothermia when snow and ice caused widespread power outages. Texas's 2 Republican senators being joined by nearly 20 others visiting overcrowded border facilities amid a migrant surge.
This border crisis is the biggest political mess Joe Biden has.
Senator Ted Cruz blames him for undoing Trump policies. The president had a much different take at his first news conference. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, President Biden defended his policies on the southern border, saying he's not going to turn away unaccompanied children.
Over the 18 years of age and single people, one at a time coming, have been sent back.
Thousands of minors are in custody, largely hidden from public view. When will reporters gain more access to migrant holding facilities?
As soon as I am in a position to be able to implement what we're doing right now.
The president said conditions for children in CBP centers are unacceptable to him and said his administration is making progress finding adequate space for them. Dave?
Rachel, President Biden also set a new goal of 200 million COVID vaccinations in his first 100 days in office. A question remains, will workplaces and schools demand people get shots?
Rutgers University in New Jersey is believed to be the first in the nation to impose a vaccination requirement. Students can request an exemption based on medical or religious grounds.
That's Fox's Tom Rigetti. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on I-75 southbound is delaying traffic now over 4 miles. The backup starts from MLK Boulevard all the way towards Daniels. So if you are heading towards Daniels Parkway southbound, I would stick to 6 Mile or Tree Line. Both are still up to speed. Also, a crash at Winkler and Gladiolus, slowing traffic north and south on Gladiolus. A crash off the main line in Lehigh Acres at Maple and 3rd. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on the roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row, and we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you can agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and once again, our first Friday of the month, we do a live broadcast from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples, 6 to 9 a.m. They open an hour early for us. Come join us for breakfast. Grab a cup of coffee, grab breakfast, and some of the most amazing food. You know Seed to Table. It's incredible. Everything is fresh. You've got all kinds of things going on, entertainment and more. And us on Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., broadcasting live. Come join the show. Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in North Naples. 92.5 Fox News.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Season on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Hey, this is Papa announcing our newest snowbird protection plan. If you leave Florida each year, we can take care of your roof while you're away. If you leave and later discover you have a roof problem, simply notify us and we can fix it while you're gone. We will send you before and after pictures, and you can pay us by credit card. As always, we offer our free tile roof inspection, and if we find needed repairs, we'll make it affordable. We have 2 warehouses filled with the obsolete tiles, and likely we can make a matching replacement to make your roof tile look new and clean. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, we thank all of you for supporting our family business for over 30 years. My sons have adopted my old-fashioned ideas: be honest, do a good job, make the customer happy. Our phone number is easy to remember. It's just 4 numbers, 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 132-6213.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. You can go there. It's mobile friendly. It's smart device friendly. It's computer friendly. It's just friendly. We're all friendly. We're friendly here. It's Jake Day. It's a Friday Jake Day. What does that mean? Jake the millennial, who's on the other side of the board pushing buttons and also looking at phone lines. He's on the phone right now. So if you want to call, 239-479-5592, and maybe you want to give your thoughts, your opinions, your what you saw yesterday out of the president of the United States during this 65-day, not 65-day long, it's been 65 days without a presser. You saw the presser. What did you think? I want to hear from you this morning and get your thoughts right out of the gate. See what you're thinking about this, because I can tell you, coming up, we'll have plenty of time to play the audio clips that you'll get a chance to hear of Joe Biden, who was not very coherent in a lot of different ways, who was fumbling through cards, trying to be succinct and precise in the answers, and was not. Joe Biden, who started to talk about things like running again in 2024 and saying that he doesn't even think there'll be a Republican Party. No, that's really what he said. So there was that. Doubling a vaccination goal that is so humorous that he says that, especially when you consider that that's the pace that we've been on, thanks to Operation Warp Speed and Donald Trump and the former administration. But no credit there. Sorry, we can't do that. Immigration, gun control. Oh, you bet they are priorities coming up, including the infrastructure bill that is this much. My fingers are thinly spread apart. Infrastructure. And the rest of it is going to be green energy, Green New Deal, climate change money stuff. All of that there. And then there are some other things that I wanted to make mention of before we go to the phones, because these are really specific and important issues that I think we need to tackle today on the heels of what he said specifically, like when he was talking about this and the issue of taxes that started to come up, and the issue of the government knowing better what to do with your money than you. That's really what it is. And I want you to listen to this, because I'm going to dig into something that has to do with taxes that is fascinating. The president asked about budget, the filibuster, and all kinds of different things. And then as far as the budget goes, he says,
when the federal budget is saving people's lives, they don't think it's such a good idea. When the federal budget is feathering the nest of the wealthiest Americans, 90 of the Fortune 500 companies making billions of dollars, not paying a cent in taxes.
Okay, so he's talking about, when it's helping the little guy, these budgets, Republicans hate it. When it's helping the corporations, the big, ugly corporations, then they think it's great. So wait, let me get. Did I say that right? What he is saying is that if it's helping the little guy, Republicans don't want it. Talk about the federal budget. It's too big. No good. Helping the little guy. But when it's helping the big guys, the corporations, they love big bloated federal governments. Okay.
Reducing taxes to the point that people who are making, if you're a husband and wife, school teacher, and a cop, you're paying at a higher rate than the average person making $1 billion a year is.
No, you're not. Cops, teachers are not paying more than billionaires are paying in their tax rate. That's not true. But that's the spin and the gaslighting that's happening. Do you see what's going on? And even more important than that, when you have people that will listen to Joe Biden say that and saying that billionaire corporations, they pay less in taxes, their tax rate is less than that of a cop or a teacher, which is false. But somehow they can manipulate it and spin it to make it seem that way any way that they want to. And there are people that will go with the headline and run with it. There's another thing that's happening here that I think is important, and it's this. We live in a world right now where modern monetary theory is what people believe is the future. Modern monetary theory. If you don't know what that is, it's something that many fiscal conservatives like me, and I've been saying it time and time again, and people don't listen anymore, is that sooner or later we've got to stop the spending. We have to stop printing money. We can't continue to do this. When people say kids and grandkids and it's going to be on their shoulders, it will be. This can't continue. We have to have fiscal responsibility. And there are Republicans as well that go, listen, those days are over. Don't even bring it up. Don't talk about it. It doesn't poll well. People don't want to hear it. Joe Biden's talking about it in a different way. Democrats are talking about it in a different way. They're pitting the rich, and it's class warfare. You know how they do it. It's class warfare. It's the ists and the obias, the racism, the bigotry, the homophobia. They do all of this, right? Pitting each other. It's not a party of unity. The Democrats are not a party of unity. They're a party of division. That's what they do, and that's how they win. But there was something interesting that happened the other day on Bloomberg Markets. There was, and it's a great article from Mrs.org. that was talking about this, and it's something you need to hear. It's very important in this discussion. And we're going to get to your calls, and we're going to get to more Biden audio, but this is really important. So Bloomberg had an MMT economist, Stephanie Kelton, on this show. So modern monetary theory, what is it? Don't worry about deficits. Don't worry about the debt and deficits. We'll just continue to print money. If we just print money and continue to do that, then it's no big deal. None of this matters. It's fine. We'll get the money to pay off all of these deficits. They won't matter. Because if we continue to print money, what difference does a deficit make? As some people might say, like a Hillary Clinton, what difference does it make, right?
I'm really offended personally.
I got it. So Joe Wiesenthal of Bloomberg said, well, hold on a second. If we don't have to worry about deficits, if we can just print our way out of deficits and we can just print money, why do we have taxes? Why do we have taxes? Why are we taking money from the American people in taxes, in the form of taxes? If we can pay for anything and everything that we want, remember the modern monetary theory, we could just print it. Why take taxes? And what she said was exactly what the left in this country doesn't want to tell you. And it's this. Taxes are important because they make us poor and they can be used to punish people. That was her answer. In this article, they go on to talk about how historically, how important it is to understand that there was a time when charities and businesses were the ones that were offering their services to customers. And they were in search of customer dollars because they were offering a good or a service, a charity, a business. That's what you did. You offered a service, you got dollars. Now you have the government who's doing it. The government's providing the dollars. And so when doctors, firefighters, and schools have to satisfy customers, things get what they call quite civilized. This civilized world where the government will decide where the money goes and where it doesn't go in the form of taxes. That taxes remove dollars from our hands so we can spend it for them, leaving more purchasing power for the government. So what I'm trying to say here is this. There's going to be a lot of talk about raising taxes or not raising taxes. There's going to be a lot of talk about spending and deficit spending and going along. And there's going to be, unfortunately, too many Republicans that might think along those lines as well. And the fact of the matter is that there's a modern monetary theory that's out there that people are starting to follow along with, that believe that we can just print our way out of all of this. We can continue to print money, and taxes are going to be necessary to punish and to keep us poor so that the government can decide for us what is necessary and what isn't. It's something that is critical. This Mises.org article is so important to read. If deficits don't matter, why bother with taxes? Whew. Just be careful of that. All right, so I wanted to go to your calls and find out what you thought right now. 239-479-5592. Let's go to your calls. You heard Joe Biden. You heard the presser. We're going to play some more audio clips coming up, but we'll intersperse them. Is that the right word? Intersperse? Disperse or play? We're going to play audio clips in between your phone calls just to give you an idea of what's going on. All right, let's go to Judy. Judy's been holding patiently in Naples. Hey, Judy.
Hi. How are you doing today?
It's Friday. It's Jake Day. How could you not be in an awesome mood?
Oh, yeah. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day in Southwest Florida. Wonderful day.
Yeah.
So the whole HR1 bill and his comment about requiring voter ID, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but requiring voter ID is worse than Jim Crow in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Meaning that minorities and people that have difficulty financially and that sort of thing can't get IDs. So we are suppressing their vote because they can't get IDs. How condescending is that?
Yeah.
They're telling people that you're just too downtrodden to be able to get an ID.
Yeah, there's a lot with the discussion of what is and is not something that's an era of Jim Crow laws, like the filibuster, which is absolutely positively false. The filibuster is not a relic of Jim Crow. When you think about how long it's been around, since the early 1800s, it's not something that. I mean, it's just ridiculous on its face what it is, but this is the language that they use because that is now the language that is out there. There is division and they're being divisive in their politics instead of explaining what are the facts, because the facts and the truth are not on their side.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the filibuster protects us from dictatorship.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it protects our republic. I don't understand why people can't see this. The blinders are so thick on people. It's not. It's to the point where I'm just like, I can't hardly even watch the news anymore.
Well, Judy, this is the scary part to me, and I'm glad you brought this up, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592, because we have to go someplace, and I think it's important, and this is what is scary. The Democrats are not into unity. They're into division. They want to divide us. They want to divide us into a class warfare, whether it's an IST or an OBIA. They want to divide us up and continue to divide us up and divide this country because that's how they're going to win. And it's getting really ugly and it's getting dangerous. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute. When we're bringing up relic of Jim Crow and we're bringing up whether it's the filibuster or whether it's H.R. 1 or whether it's any of these issues, even what's going on with some of the hate that's out there and who we're told the hate is being perpetrated by. There's some dangerous rhetoric that's out there right now. Senator Barack Obama in 2005 vigorously defending the filibuster, which now all of a sudden is a Jim Crow relic. How's that? What was going on in 2005? Joe Biden, who did the same exact thing. And others as well using, and had no problem using, the filibuster. Now, all of a sudden, why is this language being used? Because that's the language of the day right now. It's this division. It's this hatred. And the thing that many people that I talk to are worried about is, how is it possible that we can take so many steps back in race relations in this country, taking steps back, literally stepping back, and nobody seems to want to defend the other side, which is we have to stop this. You call for unity, but yet some of the language that's out there in the rhetoric is dangerous. For example, just the other day, it was on Sunday on MSNBC. Capehart is his last name. I forget he's a Washington Post reporter who has a show on MSNBC. And on the heels of this Asian hate, hashtag Asian hate that is out there, and it's whites exclusively and whites only that are the cause of this white supremacy, white nationalism, whites always being discussed as being the problem of the issue, even before we know facts about any case. Maybe it's the shooting in Boulder, Colorado, when on his program on MSNBC, he said this after a report before anybody knew anything about the shooter in Boulder, Colorado. This was the comments. Listen to this.
They have not released any details about who he was, but we did see footage of a white man. He was wearing shorts, no shoes, no shirt. He seemed to be bleeding down his leg, and he was handcuffed.
That was before anybody knew, and right out of the gate, before anybody knew who this individual was, it was a white individual. It was a white man who shot 10 people dead in Boulder, Colorado. And then MSNBC, Capehart, his last name is, from the Washington Post, his program, and he says,
scapegoating is the evil cousin of white supremacy, and together they reinforce the notion that white is always in the right. The indifference to lives not white must stop. The disregard for the fear of white terror must stop. We must not be cowed by the terror unleashed by white men drowning in the deep end of racism, xenophobia, and misogyny.
How are we going to find, number one, unity in this country with language like that? Because what we're seeing right now on a day-to-day basis, and the fear of the people that I talk to, and the concerns that people have, is that on a daily basis, media outlets all across this country, and are being parroted at a local state level as well, are telling us that this is what whites are doing. They are the biggest problem in the country right now: white supremacy, white nationalism. The whites are the ones causing mass casualties. The language that he used.
We must not be cowed by the terror unleashed by white men drowning in the deep end of racism, xenophobia, and misogyny.
That's every single one of you at birth. That's just the way it is. And the question I'm asking, whether it's Joe Biden or anybody else on the Democrat side, how long can you continue to have this talk and this rhetoric out in our communities, in this nation, and not genuinely be fearful of something really horrible happening on the other side of this? If you're going to continue to talk like this about any race, I mean, how do you think that this is going to benefit us in the discussion of unity? It doesn't. And the genuine fear that people have is of a backlash that's going to happen racially against whites, and that there would be something that would happen tragically in this country that would cause quite the race war. And yet, we're told that the Democrats are the party of unity. The left, it wants unity, but it's far from it. When does this stop? When does this end? Who's going to stop it? And the fear is, and the people that I talk to, that it will not end, because ultimately the ends justify the means. And if this means, and this kind of rhetoric and this talk means that on the other side, that the far left and the radicals in this country will get what they want, it doesn't matter. But it does. It's dangerous for everybody. We can't go back. But it feels like we are. And it has to stop. It just has to stop. It's awful. 239-479-5592. Across the board, it has to stop. All of it. From every place and everywhere. But I don't see how that talk it can be beneficial in the long term if we're looking for unity. I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something. All right, 239-479-5592. We'll get to your calls coming up. Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com is going to join us, right? Don't forget, that's each and every Friday. So we're going to have a little bit of a discussion on Joe Biden and the comments made at the presser yesterday on the way. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
4 days, one event. Add it up and you get the Give Me 5 event, where you can buy a new Nissan for just $5 a day. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Through Sunday at 7 p.m. It's the Give Me 5 event. $5 a day is all you need to drive the hottest new crossover on the road. A brand new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Only at the #1 Nissan dealer in Florida can you buy a new Nissan for less than a latte. Just $5 a day for a Rogue. Or for only $4 a day, you can drive a brand new 2021 Altima, a brand new car for $4 a day. Give us $5, get a brand new Rogue. $4 and get an Altima. Who says you can't get much for $5 these days? This sale ends at 7 p.m. Sunday. Nobody in Florida sells more Nissans than Sutherland. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we're talking about mood. And Heather brought her kids in not because they had any symptoms, but just to get x-rays to make sure their spines were healthy. The x-rays actually showed damage at the top of the spine in both her 12-year-old son and her 15-year-old daughter. And that damage was coming from a loss of the curve that you're supposed to have in your neck. And I've been adjusting them for a month now. And even though they were symptom free when they came in, Heather still told me yesterday that the biggest change she's noticed for both of them is a huge improvement in their moods, which she says makes day-to-day life more fun. Do you or a loved one struggle with mood and want to know if chiropractic can help? Call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra-low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
So it's almost time for Florida snowbirds to migrate back to their northern homes. Will you be heading home soon? Please consider donating any of your unopened pantry items before you leave town and be part of Lee County's 3rd annual Donated Not Wasted Food Rescue. From Monday, March 22nd through Monday, April 5th, you can drop off unopened canned or dry goods at any library or any Lee County Recreation Center. Additional collection containers are located at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough and the Lee County Solid Waste's Topaz Court Household Chemical Waste Facility. So as you prepare to leave for the season, please consider being part of this effort to reduce food waste in Southwest Florida. Please join Lee County government as they partner with Harry Chapin Food Bank, Fox 4, Waste Pro, and libraries of Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach to rescue food that might otherwise end up in the waste stream and instead get that food to hungry people. Donated, not wasted. Lee County's Food Rescue, March 22nd through April 5th. Be part of it.
So you say the time has finally come. It's here. I can't do it anymore. I can't have my water in my house smelling like chlorine. I just got to stop. I can't handle the hard water stains around my faucets and my shower glass. Make it stop. The water drying out your skin and your hair. Listen, you can. Just make the call. Call right now for your free Pentair water test. Pelican is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. And the number is 239-880-7799. Look, chlorine, ugly lime scale, iron. You can do something right now. Give Max a call, a uniformed Pentair water specialist, and he can find and handle your city or well water issues. We know we have them here in Southwest Florida. And look, with the mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and the salt-free solution too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt. And they can even install your Pentair water system for you. And I'm telling you, you are going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now, get your free water test. Give Max a call at 239-880-7799 or book online at pelicanwestfl.com.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Unfortunately, we're still dealing with a crash on the interstate that is slowing traffic. This is mile marker 134 heading south of Colonial. It's backing up traffic all the way to MLK. So southbound, I would just stick to Forum Boulevard. If you're heading to Colonial, south of Colonial, you have Tree Line or 6 Mile. 6 Mile is the fastest option right now, southbound. A crash reported at Joel Boulevard in Palm Beach is still delaying traffic as well. Northbound delays for a half mile to Palm Beach Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Starting off with areas of fog again this morning, so take it a little easy on the roadways. Otherwise, abundant sunshine this afternoon as high temperatures will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s, as we could have record heat possible for portions of Southwest Florida for the second day in a row. And we keep that trend going all the way toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
Signed on the line incorporated DBA True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699.
Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, but with looming inflation, odds are rates will go up. Now's the time to lock in a low rate before it's too late, and True Mortgage can help. Home values have seen significant growth, and with a cash-out refi, you could save thousands, the lower interest rate, and get the cash you need to pay off high-interest credit cards and loans, do home improvements, or put money away for emergencies. If your current mortgage rate starts with anything other than a 2, don't let this opportunity pass you by. At True Mortgage, we've got low rates, fast turnaround, and the smart options you need. We'll also pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees to save you even more money. Pay off those high-interest debts and save thousands by locking in a lower refi rate today. For a free quote, visit TrueNow.com or talk to one of True's top-rated loan consultants today. Just call 800-353-6040. That's 800-353-6040. 800-353-6040.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hear that? That's a breath of fresh, clean air. I'm Christopher Kagan, owner of 5 Star Air. As a Southwest Florida native, I know how important air quality is to your family. Here at 5 Star Air, we proudly offer the Remy Halo LED air purifier, which has proven 99% effective in killing the COVID-19 virus in your home. Fox News listeners get a free consultation to see if the Remy Halo LED is a fit for your home and family. Call 5 Star Air at 239-282-2222. License number CAC 0146199.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com, the website. That's where you watch. If you want to watch, we appreciate it. It's mobile friendly. It's smartphone friendly. It's friendly. It's a friendly website. It's so friendly that Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, who's joining me right now, right this minute. It is so friendly that I don't know where I was going to go. I was going to say even he considers it to be friendly. See, I had to spin out of it. I
well, you were saying it's so friendly, and I was getting ready to do my Ed McMahon. How friendly is it?
It's so friendly that even Jake could go onto it and see that. I didn't really know. Jake's. It's Jake. It's Friday. It's Jake Day. He's already checked out. He checked out 2 hours ago.
He's got 1 foot out the door.
And one? Are you kidding? You kidding? I have to keep dragging him into the room.
Have you checked? They now have these they're protective coverings for cans, and they fit beer cans and what are those drinks that are like wine coolers? They're skinny cans, but they're like I forget the names of them.
Oh, the ones that are the hard ciders,
yes.
Or the hard sodas, the hard seltzers.
Yes.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody created can covers that keep them cold, but they look like sodas. So, you got to check when you see somebody, like one looks like Red Bull, one looks like Dr. Pepper, but they're not. They just cover up all these drinks. So people are walking around consuming at all times.
Is that like the new mask that they're talking about now that just covers your nose so that you can continue to eat while avoiding the virus?
Dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know if it's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, Joe Biden did a press conference yesterday, so there's some competition.
Wait, that happened already?
Oh, he didn't even know. That's right.
No, first of all, that was not a press conference. That was like a CNN town hall with a special guest.
Yeah. No, that's right. It was so genteel. It was nice. It was peaceful. It's amazing to find out that the press can be that way, how they could be gentle to a president. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, it is. But it was also funny to watch him check his watch. Did you notice that? It's like 40 minutes into it. He actually lifts up his left hand, shakes his coat sleeve down, and looks at his watch. And I'm thinking, are you just trying to show off the Rolejo that you got there? He's got a Rolex there. Yeah. And he was getting wealth shamed for having a Rolex when he first got into office. But he said, we've been doing this for about an hour. And I'm thinking, no, you haven't. You showed up late. It's not an hour. You've been there 40 minutes. Did the Red Bull and Prevagen cocktail wear off in 40 minutes? Is that what was going on there yesterday?
Man, I got to work on that. I had no idea that was even a thing. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're not a man of a certain age like Joe and me. So it was really astounding to me how light it was, how the press only one member of the mainstream media gets credit, Caitlin Collins, for actually asking a couple of questions. The rest of it was advocacy and like Yamiche Alcindor. I'm sorry, this ain't journalism, and we're paying your salary. We the taxpayers put up the money for National Panhandler Radio, as my friend Chris calls it. It just irritates me so much. But I do have news. The next press conference, because you're probably wondering, first one took 64 days.
Yeah.
The next press conference will be May 1st.
May, is that right?
2023.
Is that true?
I'm just throwing that out there.
It could possibly be. I mean, why not? It's not a joke.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Not a joke, man.
Nope.
Not a joke. Now, I'm loath to even give him credit for calling this a press conference because it really wasn't. You know, the top two issues on America's mind, pandemic and the economy.
Yep.
Nobody asked a question, so there was no press present.
Right. That is true. And the other thing would be how many times the discussion was about the border crisis, was about the filibuster, and just the flat out lies, and the fact that when it comes to the filibuster, there's something called the interwebs that exists, and it's eternal. And when you have not only Barack Obama but Joe Biden both in 2005 vigorously defending the filibuster, it's like, how do you make the leap? But they do it.
They filibustered in that same year. They participated in a filibuster not that long ago, 2005, people. Although that's like 3 Joe Bidens ago, if you really go back and look. I'm not sure. Did you play the clip from that?
Well, do you have it? Because yes, but I would. Which one do you want to play? Do you want to play Barack Obama saying it, or do you want to play Joe Biden saying it?
No, it's Joe, because I think you go back to 3 Joes ago. You know, if we go back at least 3 Joes ago, and it's not that long. It's 15 years, 16 years. Is that what it was?
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
So all right, I'll play the Joe from here we go. It's Joe Biden 15 years ago.
Here's what really is going on here.
Yeah.
The majority doesn't want to hear what others have to say, even if it's the truth. Senator Moynihan, my good friend who I served with for years, said, "You're entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts." The nuclear option abandons America's sense of fair play. It's the one thing this country stands for, not tilting the playing field on the side of those who control and own the field.
Oh.
I say to my friends on the Republican side, you may own the field right now.
Oh boy. What?
But you won't own it forever.
Ooh.
And I pray God when the Democrats take back control, we don't make the kind of naked power grab you are doing, but I'm afraid you will teach my new colleagues the wrong lesson.
There you go.
Well, I pray God.
Yes, he does.
I pray God. Me pray God with fire. Fire God. Yes, thank you. Well, compare that. That's 3 Joes ago with this one from 14 minutes in.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hello? Anybody in there?
We're going to get a lot done. And
Okay.
if we have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about.
Now stare blindly at us.
Okay. Hang on.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Yeah, so are we.
Yeah.
We're all very sorry.
Yes, we are.
You know, I could not believe that moment, and it's basically gone untouched by the mainstream media. You know, even Chris Wallace, who has been a defender of Joe Biden throughout the debates and on up through yesterday, even he took exception with what we saw yesterday, which I thought was hopeful. But, you know, we're closing the barn door after the horses out here, folks.
I'm wondering, by the way, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com is the website. He'll be here Monday and Tuesday. So lots of time to listen and hear Mike, which will be a lot of fun filling in for me. And I do appreciate that. So, a couple of other things that were brought up about the border. Apparently this happens every year. So it's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. The every year that it happens thing that he said there.
Well, look, I guess I should be flattered.
Wait, before we get to that. Wait a second. All right, let me pause on that one and just play this part here.
As many people came, 28% increase in children to the border in my administration, 31% in the last year in 2019 before the pandemic in the Trump administration. It happens every single solitary year.
Look, Mike, it happens every year. What's the big deal? What are we talking about? This whole border thing.
Yeah, just like birthdays, Joe. How many have you had? Show me how many you've had.
Right.
Write down on this paper. Now draw a clock face and show me where the hours are. Sorry, that's rude. I know that's an Alzheimer's test.
But so this idea that it's nothing to see here, and then the tough questions that were asked. Who was it? Yamish asking the tough questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play this clip here.
You've said over and over again that immigrants shouldn't come to this country right now. This isn't the time to come. That message is not being received. Instead, the perception of you that got you elected as a moral, decent man is.
Sorry, the first season. Is that why 842 million people voted for Joe Biden? Because he's a decent moral man? I'm trying to remember which part of the decent moral was a part of the discussion. Was it the issues of China and all the money coming in from there? I don't know. Do you want to expand on that a little bit? Let's see.
No.
Well,
I sit with my jaw dropped when I watch this kind of fealty from the press to the president and compare it to just a year ago when Jim Abilio Acosta was up there going, "Oh yeah, well you're a terrible man," and and he calls him fake news. It's just such 180 degrees away from where we were.
Yep,
and no questions about Hunter's gun and that story. That astounded me.
Yep. Yeah. All right, before we get to Hunter's gun here, the rest of what she said
is the reason why a lot of immigrants are coming to this country and entrusting you with unaccompanied minors. How do you resolve that tension? And how are you choosing which families can stay and which can go, given the fact that even though with Title 42, there are some families that are staying? And is there a timeline for when we won't be seeing these overcrowded facilities run by CPB when it comes to unaccompanied minors?
Well, look, I guess I should be flattered. People are coming because I'm the nice guy. That's the reason why it's happening.
So the reason why it's happening, that's all it is. It's not happening, but it is happening because he's a nice guy. That's all it is. It's just a nice guy thing.
Yeah, well, he's restored the soul of the nation. And now he's the nice guy. So people want to come to a nation with a soul and a nice guy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
what's going on.
No, I didn't
here.
know that. All right, let's get back to Hunter Biden's gun. So this story that has now surfaced and resurfaced. What about that?
Well, it's interesting because I know all of the places involved in it. I'm 4 miles away from the gun store. Really nice people. I've talked to them. Hunter Biden in 2018 bought a gun despite the fact that he was not legally allowed to do so. Apparently lied on his background check form, and that's a felony that won't be prosecuted. His paramour at the time was his brother's widow, and he and she, Haley, Bo's widow, were a thing. And Hunter was out of the house, so she was looking through his truck, God knows for what for, finds a pistol and says, "Oh my God." She takes it, wraps it in a towel, drives over to the really expensive grocery store here in Delaware and throws it in the trash. And then calls him and says, "What were you doing with a gun?" And he goes, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" "Oh, I found the gun in your truck. Are you going to commit suicide or something? What are you doing with the gun?" And he said, "Well, I'll explain." And she says, "Well, never mind. I threw it out." So he freaks out and says, "Oh my God, you have to go get that." Obviously it's got a serial number. They go back. The trash has been emptied. Now they have to call the police. State troopers come out. They file a report. Hunter gets tense during the questioning. And he even asked the state trooper, "Are you trying to make me mad?" This is one of his responses. And he also said, "You better check the workers because there were some suspicious Mexicans walking around the trash cans." And so, no idea that he's just, he's a prejudiced man. Then the ATF and two guys who claim to be Secret Service get involved. Joe had hired retired Secret Service agents as security in 2018. It looks like from the pictures I have, they were the guys who came to the gun store, demanded the paperwork. The gun store guy said, "We're not turning it over. They belong to the ATF. A couple hours later, the ATF shows up miraculously. How did that happen? And so this whole tangled web, it feels like Biden's security may have been trying to cover up this gun. And now we still know the ATF form, that background check form, has been preserved, as have all the records. The gun was never found.
Wow.
So this story was known before the election. This information was all known before the election and was buried.
Wow.
Yet another story that has been covered up in order to protect Biden.
You know, I wanted to finish out with some other stories, but I think I want to do this instead. And I wasn't planning this, but we're going to go here anyway because I kind of feel like doing this because I think this is interesting. I was talking a little bit about my concerns about the race relations in this country, the discussion about white supremacy and white nationalism and whites are evil, and the white shooter in Boulder, Colorado that wasn't, and all of the people that are putting out the rhetoric out there, and how we're not getting and finding unity. It's really getting awful to the point where we're doing quite the opposite. And I'm concerned about everyone's safety across the board, every race, and that we're going to places that we don't want to go to with this rhetoric. It's a very dangerous place that we're heading to and treading upon. I'm concerned about the modern monetary theory and this idea we can print our way into or out of deficits, and it's not a big deal. And we come to find out that they're talking literally about using taxes, because somebody said on Bloomberg, well, then why do we have taxes? What are we worried about? If we can just print our way out, then why have taxes? And the answer from an economist on modern monetary theory is that, well, we would use it to punish or keep people poor, because it's important to have the government to have money, because that's how we're going to save the day. I mean, awful things that are going on, and how it's the far left and Democrats that are going along with this. But this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to take this call because this might be interesting as we finish out the program in just a couple of minutes. And it's this. So Tony is in Naples. All right, let's take this call right now. Tony, what are your comments for the two of us right now when it comes to all the issues that are going on?
Well, good morning, Drew. The comment that I have is to all of your callers out there, what do? You as an individual. I've come to the conclusion that our representatives in Congress cannot take on the Democratic onslaught. It's up to the citizens to do it. The Constitution states we the people of the United States, we are the people. So what do? And I'm not casting stones at anybody. I'm just asking the callers because I'm at my wit's end. I write to my representatives every day, and I see no action. Yeah. And I don't know what else there is to do.
Well, Tony, I want you to hold on now, because I wanted to present that to Mike, and I wanted to talk about that as well. So in the minute what we have, or 2 minutes we have, what about that? All of this, whether it's we're half joking about Joe Biden, but it is quite serious what he's doing and what's going on with the country and the far left. And then there are people that are just like, what do we do? What do we do?
Well, I would have loved to have heard what Tony was saying, but
you couldn't hear it. Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, so sorry about that. All right. So Tony was saying, what actions do we take to combat the Dems now that they're doing all of these things, and he's at his wit's end and he's calling his congressman. He doesn't understand.
I got it. We all have to call our congressman every day, every week. We all have to let them know that there will be consequences, and we have to start from square one. And that means getting on school boards, getting on town councils. We are behind on this one, but we're not that far behind. And we have to let people like Joe Manchin know that they're appreciated. Kristen Sinema know they're appreciated. And we have to let all of those elected officials know this razor thin majority that the Democrats own right now ain't a mandate for anything. And we have to constantly let them know that. We have to thank the ones who are stepping up and doing their job, and make sure those who are trying to take us down know that we're paying attention.
Yep. All right. Great thoughts right there as we finish out the program on a day when I come to find out that Pepsi's putting out a Peeps flavored soda. How much better does life get?
It's the greatest country on the planet, ladies and gentlemen.
It's awful. Is what it is.
It's delicious.
Oh man, it's a taste of sugary cardboard and a hard evening out. It's awful. It's just all right.
Oh, stop it! Yeah, there's an outcry for Peeps soda. It's just marshmallow flavored soda. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Maybe I just have to eat more Peeps.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Speaking of my Peeps, you're my Peeps, and you gotta go. So do I. All right. Thank you, Michael Pelka.
I'll be here Monday, Tuesday. Hang out with me.
Yes, please. All right. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. You don't